cut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
What's good? WCS back on the boulevard once again. You already know, man, the first in the building. Big blunts and boxing. Let's get it. We getting closer. Absolutely. You already know. You already know, man. Thumbnail on point. Smash the like. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, man. You know, whenever I get into it, I can get into it just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I can put it together just a little bit. Stick 'em boys, fishing and sports on deck. Salute WCS. Salute chat fam. Let's heat this grease up. Yes, sir. Indeed. You already know, man. Seem like y'all got that fire. Y'all coming in here like fight weekend is up. Like y'all got some expectations. Y'all got some money out there. Something. Y'all want to see something. Just ain't right. You know what I'm saying? James gang on deck. It's good. Samad on deck. Salute to you. Peace and blessings below. Salute WCS. Salute to you, Samad on deck. You already know. Toby Bartlett on deck. Salute from across the pond, man. Salute WCS in the chat. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Salute to you, brother. D Young on deck. Salute OG. What's good with it, D Young? So, as you already know, and I'm not here to sit up here. I'm not here to just repeat, what you already know, but I just got to talk about the presser, man. The presser went down. The press conference is the preliminary to build up, and I like the energy that I was getting. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, like I always say, it wasn't Tony Harrison and Jamel Charlo, but for Ryan Garcia, he has definitely turned up the amplifier and been talking his trash. He still seemed a little bit whiny to me, but Ryan's been talking his trash. But I have an issue. Something that I heard him say just didn't sit right with me, y'all. But first, big shout out to the supporters of the channel. I'm gonna find out what's going on with my channel. I'm gonna have to send YouTube a message because they done pretty much stopped anything and everything from somebody subbing to my channel. All that for real, dog. I don't know what I said, but it is inactive behind the scene, and my analytics flatline. How can that be when it wasn't like that just a couple of weeks? You know what I'm saying? So there's no telling. Somebody might have, the admin boy submitting paperwork, or whoever the case may be. But back to Ryan Garcia, man. Deshaun Thompson on deck. What's good? Salute to you. Shout out to my guy, Shaw News, the Sauce Experience, aka Showtime Shaw on deck, man. What it do? Team Tucker in the building. Yes, sir. We already know. So Ryan Garcia, I had to kind of figure out where he was going with some of what he was saying, right? And I was like thinking of Rumble Young Man Rumble to Mumble Young Man Mumble. Somebody ring the bell because Ryan Garcia knows the knockout's coming. Mumble, young man, mumble. Did he say Muhammad Ali and George Foreman? He must be still days from getting KO'd in sparring. Mumble, young man, mumble. Somebody call up Joe Goosen and tell him to call the fight off because the coroner is too busy. Mumble, young man, mumble. Ryan Garcia has the audacity to reach back in time and say some shit like this is going to be Ali Foreman. Now you have to take a little moment out your life to just pause. What in God's name bring you to this point to say this is going to be like Ali Foreman? Let me educate you, big dog. Let me educate you a little bit. There, Ryan Garcia. I don't know what you was talking about, but you need to take a look at Ali's record and see who he had beat before he stepped in there with Foreman. All right. I know it sounds good on the surface just to sing that melody saying, oh, it's gonna be like Ali Foreman. Bro, what is this though? You're comparing you and Tank Davis to heavyweights. To heavyweights. Only one of you have knockout power. Only one of you have knockout power. George Foreman didn't have one punch knockout power, but he did have power, right? But then Ali was a boxer. He can break you down. But how dare you even think that you may be holding his position down? It's no way that Ryan Garcia can think that he will be in the place of Muhammad Ali. And since Tank Davis has power, he's going to put Tank over there with George Foreman like it's about to be an upset. No, no, no. You're not going to disrespect those freaking legacy holders, those legends. You're not going to do it, bro. Y'all need to stop grabbing names of boxers because it sounds good. Who did Muhammad Ali face? Before he stepped in there with George Foreman. I really think that Ryan Garcia wasn't briefed heavy. First of all, it has to be some Mexican American fighters that you can compare this fight to that had some battles back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So you look at the George Foreman situation. I'm gonna get to the presser, right? He fought George Foreman when George Foreman was 40-0. Tank isn't 40-0. You know what I'm saying? They fought back in November 30th, 1974. Who did he fight before George Foreman? He fought Joe Frazier in a rematch and won Madison Square Garden. Before that, he had fought the likes of Ken Norton twice. 1-1. He had fought Joe Bugner, Bob Foster, Floyd Patterson, you know what I'm saying, Jerry Corey. Not only that, look, he even fought Buster Mathis, Jimmy Ellis, Joe Frazier. The first time they stepped in there and Joe Frazier was undefeated. Joe Frazier's record is more so closer to Tank's than George Foreman. Were you trying to say Joe Frazier? Huh? Mumble, young man, mumble. Were you trying to say Joe Frazier? Because I don't understand where you're going with Ali Foreman. Maybe you was thinking about Joe Frazier because he fought Ali when he was 26-0. He lost the 15-round unanimous decision. Come on, man. You might end up being Ernie Terrell, there, Ryan Garcia. You may not know Javante's name. You keep on talking about he don't know how to talk. Maybe he gonna let his hands do the talking when he put them all on you. You might be talking about Ernie Terrell. I don't know, but Ali and Foreman didn't make any sense to me. So I'm just gonna throw that out there. You know what I'm saying? You could have picked Floyd Patterson, Sonny Liston. You know what I'm saying? He fought him twice before he stepped in there with George Foreman. But you up there talking about Ali and Foreman. Why? There was so many other fighters on his resume you could have used. But that's what happened when you're not educated. Not educated on sport of boxes. You know what I'm saying? You're just a employee of the system. I get it. Let's get back to the task at hand, man. Let's get back to the task at hand. Let me drop this for a little bit. Get back to the chat. W says the thumbnail is screaming Michael Jackson. Remember the time. Absolutely. You already know, man. You know what I'm saying? You already know, man. You know, when I get in it, sometime I can get in it. But you know, the whole point of me putting that thumbnail on there, because I don't think that anyone's asked this question of Ryan Garcia, because they've been trying to be extremely nice. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they've been trying to be nice to Ryan Garcia. You know, me and Showtime was up here talking. You know, he had dropped me a link, right? I was looking at different people's freaking live streams, because it's good, you know, to see some of the people that you know in Vegas. You know, it's good to see that. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna just put it out there. When Top Rank put on a presser, they're so much more organized. You know what I'm saying? I'm being real, I'm not hating. It just seems like it was a bit rowdy. It was a bit rowdy at the presser, not so much with the fighters, but when you take a gander and look in the audience off stage, it just seemed like it wasn't quite put together correctly. I don't know who's in charge of that. I want to point the finger at somebody, but being that myself and Showtime just left a big championship card, he would tell you when we were absolutely pedestrian the floor around the ring area, it was quite organized. It was quite open roadway where you can navigate yourself from point A to B and point B back to A. I salute, Top Rank for being extremely organized. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Looking at this press conference, it was good energy coming from the fighters. It was somewhat similar trash talk as always, but I like the energy that was coming from Ryan Garcia attempting to have the counterattacks when it came down to attempting to shut Tank down with the trash talking. He did say something, he mentioned that Tank continuing to say, his style don't matter. He don't have anything for him. He pretty much know everything he's going to do. But then Ryan's reply was, yeah, you're not concerned, but you're busy trying to find out everything I'm doing. I thought that was a hook right there. I thought that was a left hook when it came to the presser. I have to give Ryan his props on that. I thought that was a left hook at the presser. I don't know what effect it had at the end of the day, but it landed. It landed because this is what has been replayed over and over again when it comes to Ryan Garcia. He continued to talk about how Tank cannot speak, or he want to talk about, how he carries on a monologue or dialogue or whatever. When someone is continuously trying to say that, you can't speak well or something like that, pretty much they're disrespecting you. And all fair. It's all fair in this game right here. It's all fair, no doubt. I'm not feeling no type of way about Ryan trying to say that Tank can, have a dialogue, a conversation. But what I want to tell him is, come Saturday night, if Tank is having a dialogue with you in the ring, it's going to be with his hands. Not just that, but if he is having a full-blown conversation with you verbally in the ring with his hands, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. If Tank is having a dialogue with his hands, and then there is a sidebar going on with him verbally harassing you and talking shit to you inside the square at the same time, you are in trouble. Okay? Don't say WCS didn't tell you. Ryan Garcia, I'm letting you know ahead of time, brother. You talk about how Tank talks all the time, but in the ring, it's y'all hands who's supposed to have the conversation. If it's going to be any type of belligerency, it is supposed to be your hands, the left or the right, or the right or the left. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Mumbo, aka Hot Grease, aka Mr. Sucker Free, on deck with the $2 super chat in the building. I am appalled. First of all, let me take some time. I have to take a drink of agua. I have to gather myself. When I think an ally is pulling up to show love, I have to read a super chat. And I'm curious as to why one of my allies have drifted off over into enemy territory. I'm unsure. I am unsure. But yet I will send a search and rescue out to determine how could this happen. Mr. Gumbo, aka Hot Grease, with the $2 super chat in the building. He says WCS Hayden King Ryan. God. Hey, people, try to help me figure this out. Because you know, Gumbo is my guy, man. You know, Gumbo. He feels that I'm pretty much being extremely harsh on Ryan Garcia, but I feel like much of what I'm saying, opinion about Ryan Garcia, deep down in my core, I just feel like I'm very close to being exact. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not the only fan out there. But the way I look at it is, that's what happened when the eyeliner and the blush and what's they call that stuff, the spritz, the hair mousse that you put on, you know what I'm saying? Darken the eyebrows, you know what I'm saying? Get beautified for the presser. Sometimes people start to think that it's time to babysit. It's time for daycare. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Ryan Garcia gets. He gets the daycare effect. You have people want to babysit Ryan and coddle him, you know what I'm saying? And burp him after he's finished eating the meal. Even at 25 years old, they want to continue to burp Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? They want to make sure when they visit, they come in there with some fresh bottles, you know what I'm saying, of coconut milk. They want to make sure they have Palmolive, all the gentle substance for Ryan Garcia. They want to make sure he is not dealing with any abrasive materials. He's not allowed to feed himself. Others must do that. So I definitely appreciate, you know what I'm saying, one love to Mr. Gumbo, aka Hot Grease. But you have to understand, you are in the hot grease there, Mr. Gumbo. Something's terribly wrong. You know what I'm saying? Something's terribly wrong. You have an entryway back over here, you know, where you belong there, Mr. Gumbo. Please come home. Please come home. Whoever, whatever they said to you, don't take it's a lot of buffoonery that's been going on this fight week. It's a lot of rumor mill. It's a lot of lies that's been passed. Don't do it. Back to Ryan Garcia. I like what he said, to try to hype the fight up, right? He said something that he's going to have to back up in the ring. Like I put out there. Yeah, he can talk about how Javante talks and everything. But at the end of the day, the conversation is hand to hand. That's what it is. Hands. The hands will do the talking. That's how it is. Nothing else. I just believe that this fight should have got way more exposure other than them trying to bleed in the Crawford Spence situation. That has drowned it itself. That has been floating down into the sewer system and down the drain. I'm serious. Once Steven Espinosa once again confirmed that, once he, confirmed that again, no one has been really talking about that, right? They've been trying to blow up this fight, which they should. This fight deserves respect, and they should have been speaking about this the entire time, including myself. But I was more so on here to refute the clickbait and the lies. Because when are we going to jump out the habit of deceiving the people? It's never going to stop. You know what I'm saying? If someone don't speak up on it or, take the stance to say on the YTC as a whole, we should stop doing this to the listeners. We should stop, hoodwinking them. We should just tell them the truth. You know what I'm saying? We should just tell them the truth. Salute the Top Rank Machine. Yes, sir. Salute to them. Mr. Gumbo, hot grease, sucker free salute. Yes, I look for Mr. Gumbo to return back early Sunday morning, back over here to the homeland. You know what I'm saying? To the homeland. Every now and then people stray. They stray away, for whatever reason. It happens in boxing all the time. But I look for this brother to return home to the motherland. You know what I'm saying? He wants to support the green, white, and red, and that's okay. It's okay. But I don't know why. But let's get down to some facts here. All right. Let's get down to some facts. Hold on for a second. Let me pull this up. So let me mention something. That was said by Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia told Leonard Ellaby he's gonna love him. You know what I'm saying? When it's all over, he's gonna love him. So it kind of reminds me of what Mike Tyson said. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson pretty much put it out there that he'll make that, whoever that reporter was, he'll make him love him, right? And pretty much what he was saying, that Leonard Ellaby was going to change sides after it's all over with. And I hear a lot of what Ryan's been saying, building this up. But I want to ask you all, when it comes down to all the hype that's been going on with Ryan Garcia and the blasphemy of people hyping this dude up, knowing damn well he has not earned anything on his resume. His social media following is not on his resume. It's not on his boxing ledger. His social media following has nothing to do with his opponents, because his opponents wasn't hand selected from his social media following. That's a fact. That's a fact. But I want to ask you all, do you believe that Ryan Garcia believes all the hype that is coming from individuals who is giving him this last minute love. Perfect example, Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith has been on record as trying to hype up Javonte Davis and finally saying that he's top 5. Finally, Stephen A. Smith finally hyping up Javonte Davis. How and where did you get the energy to finally hype him up and put him in the top 5? But yet with Stephen A. Smith, he couldn't just give Tank the credit, because Tank has earned the credit. He kind of bleeded over to Ryan Garcia. Nobody in their right mind is saying that Ryan Garcia is in the same conversation as Javonte Davis, man. Let's be fair with ourselves. Who is up here saying with full belief that Ryan Garcia has accomplished equal to that of Javonte? Because I'm going to tell you, Tank go in there and finish this dude. Pretty much they're going to say that was supposed to happen. Ryan Garcia was inexperienced, and a lot of it showed. The same thing they were saying when he fought Emmanuel Targo, right? Come on, man. They was busy talking about, okay, he's supposed to be with Joe Goosen, right? I mean, why does he still have his chin on the string in the spring, just like a kite? His chin was all up in the sky, man. I thought he's supposed to be taking care of those flaws. You know what I'm saying? I thought he's supposed to be hiding his flaws and work on his success. Just like they said on Creed 3. Just like, oh boy over there, Julo thought I didn't catch him trying to bite, what was being said on Creed 3. But I got you. But don't they supposed to be hiding his flaws? They're supposed to be hiding this man's flaws, but Emmanuel Targo at the time, a guy that's not known to be a threat with his power. He has very minimal losses, though. We still seen Ryan Garcia participate in doing the same bad habits in there with the guy who wasn't as dangerous as Tank Davis. So I asked this question, does Ryan Garcia truly believes in his heart that he's on the same level of Tank? Do you believe that you're going to have an answer for everything Tank does, being that you never fought anyone on the level? I ask these questions again and again, bro. There's nobody on your resume that comes remotely close. Remotely close, man. You can't even go and type that shit in on the GPS and say, okay, Ryan Garcia resume, similar opponent to that of Tank Davis. The GPS is just render no results. Results unfounded. No results. They're not going to give you any results to that request. The GPS cannot locate that opponent. So if we're going to sit up here and talk about Crawford Spence and who can be who on whose resume, right? So therefore we can't sit up here and say, well, Ryan Garcia smoke everybody that's on Tank's resume. We don't know that. We don't know how it would have went down with him and Mario Barrios. You don't know. He hasn't followed Yorkis Gamboa. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't fought Elio Santa Cruz. You know what I'm saying? It's fighters that Ryan Garcia hasn't fought before. We know that Tank demolished everybody that's on Ryan Garcia's record. It don't matter when you knock them out, because I know Ryan Garcia loves to talk about this, right? He'll talk about how he went in there and fought a certain fighter. You know what I'm saying? He went in there and fought a certain fighter and knocked him out in this period of time, right? And we all know who that fighter is. Who is that fighter? Who is the fighter he loves bragging about? Y'all know who it is. He loves bragging about when he went in there and fought the one and only Francisco Fonseca. He's bragging about going in there and stopping Fonseca, y'all, in one round, in comparison to Gervonta Davis, who stopped him in 8 rounds. He's bragging on Francisco Fonseca, who up to this point is a 29-year-old Nicaraguan fighter who only has 3 losses. You know, credit him that. He lost to Ryan Garcia, Tevin Farmer, and Gervonta Davis. Not only that, as I break this shit down, right, he wanted to brag about Gervonta Davis stopping him in 8 rounds. Was it something to brag about? Because when I mentioned Mason Menard, Devin Haney went 9 rounds for Mason Menard, but Teofimo Lopez stopped him in 1 round. Did that big up Mason Menard? No. That didn't big up Mason Menard. Like, common opponents is common opponents. When we went up here and seen, you know, Bud Crawford demolish Kell Brook in 4, did it do anything in comparison to helping the aerosexuals understand that, you know, he did it better? He finished Kell Brook better? Did it do anything to say Sean Porter was finished via knockout and, you know, Errol Spence went split decision win? No, right? But when it came to Ryan Garcia, he was bragging about freaking Francisco Fonseca, man. Being he stopped him in 1 round with a left hook, and Gervonta went in and stopped him in 8 rounds. But as we move forward in the careers of these guys, you have to understand that Tank has done way more than Ryan Garcia has. Period. He's done a whole lot more than Ryan Garcia. Let's not even fake the funk, man. He's done a whole lot more than what Ryan Garcia has done. Period. Let's look at Ryan Garcia when he finished Francisco Fonseca February 2020, pre-pandemic, right? Pre-pandemic. He came back at the early part of 2021 and fought Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell. Okay. Then the same Luke Campbell who fought Vasyl Lomachenko. All right. He ain't had a fight with Lomachenko yet to brag about what he was able to do with Luke Campbell, vice what Lomachenko couldn't do with Luke Campbell, right? So he fights Luke Campbell in January 2021, and then fights his next fight after a pretty decent layoff, 13 months. He fought him in April 2022, Emmanuel Tago, who had 1 loss at the time. Most of his fights was in his home country. He goes in here after fighting April 22 of Tago, and he fights July 2022 against Javier Fortuna, who wasn't in any type of shape to be in there. It wasn't the Adrian Granados Fortuna. It wasn't a Robert Easter Fortuna. He wasn't in shape at all. He closes him out in 6 rounds. 6 rounds. Fortuna down in round 4, round 5, round 6. Count it out. 3 knockdowns. Fortuna was able to go to the 6th round with Ryan Garcia. Emmanuel Tago was down in round 2, y'all. Dose. And he went to full 12. What more is there to be said? For real. What more is there to be said, man? I heard the live earlier. Let me see. I heard the live earlier. I thought I'd be bet on how long Ryan was going to last against Tank. Nah. I can't remember no freaking bet me and IB made. I can't remember it, man. I can't wait till Bud beat Errol so I can go to his channel talking crazy. Tank got the best resume at 135 in my opinion. See, here we go. We're about to start. We about to start some mess. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Team Tank though. You know what I'm saying? They proving the belts don't matter and they're gonna get the money. Boxing is a business, right? Blunt say Tank would roll all Ryan's opponents up in a backwood and smoke their ass. Yeah, yes, sir. Blunts, oh yeah. Thanks for reminding me. WCS. How many rounds again? I don't know. I don't remember the bet, bro. I don't remember the bet. Because I'm locked in with Tony Boswell too. I don't remember the rounds that we talked about, bro. I don't remember the bet, period. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember the bet, bro. I don't remember. I was confused as if I even made a bet with you. And then if we talk about rounds, I don't remember. I don't remember the rounds. Maybe somebody need to go back and find the live stream. I don't remember the rounds, man. Deshaun said, WCS, why you got to be so disrespect? A GPS got nothing to do with these. These GPS just trying to give directions to Vegas and back. No. The GPS is used for multiple reasons, man. And to find people, to find the Addy. You know what I'm saying? To find the Addy, absolutely. It's GPS is needed, bro. To find the Addy, the location, the body that is at that location. Yes, everything is GPS generated. Global positioning system. Shout out to Tony Bart. I always said Toby Bartley. I meant Tony Boswell in the building. Salute to you. Much respect at World Combat Sports in the chat. Stopped in to show support. Just got off work. Salute my brother. Yes, sir. Shout out to Tony Boswell, man. In the building. And leave EJ out of this. He'll deal with your boy soon. I don't think so, man. When I look, Deshaun, I know you already know the temperature when you come over here to the hot grease, right? So I'm old, but I'm not that old yet to the point where I forget stuff and just. But it's been a long time since you even been over here, and it's typical of Errol Spence fans, okay, to just disappear and then come back out of nowhere trying to defend him. I get it. You had to go on the ayahuasca, and they kept you over there and wouldn't let you leave because they had to show you the truth. Moving on. Cruz, Mario, Pedraza, Leon Wash, Fonseca, Jesus, Sailor, Hugo Ruiz, Gamboa Leo, Mario Barrios, former champs and title contenders. Yes, it looks good. It just depends on what resume they on. Look, when you have former champs, people don't give Gervonta that credit like they should because of what? Him holding the Reggie belt, the WBA regular title at 135, and earning that title at 140. My narrative is you cannot blame the fighter for accessing a championship credit that is accessible to him. You're trying to say he doesn't have the right to access that title when it's out there to be accredited. If you put yourself in that position, or you in that position to fight for the title, you trying to tell me you can't get the credit? Yeah, you sure you can, because the boxers is not the individuals who put the title out there like that. If people don't respect the Reggie belt, then remove it. Remove it. I'm going to go out once again, and I'm going to say for Ryan Garcia, I don't see any way that he's going to win this fight. I don't see any way that Ryan Garcia is going to win this fight. I don't see it, y'all. I have my eyes wide open. Now, is it good that he may be, strong enough in the second or third round? All the way up to the second or third round, it may be a very entertaining fight, possibly, because that's going to be his strongest point. The intrigue of it, we don't know how Gervonta Davis is going to come out. This is a guy who said he was going to knock out Gervonta Davis in 2 rounds, when his BFF, Rolly Romero, said he would knock him out in 1. Once the bell sounded, Rolly Romero decided to just pace himself. have a filling out round. So he lied. He was telling people that are still homeless to the day to bet your house on it. Ryan Garcia is on live once again making a dumb bet. The night that Javante knocked out his BFF Roland Romero, he made a 20,000 bet. Now he on live stream trying to make a purse bet. He's trying to bet his entire purse. Winner takes all. Now, it takes some cojones to do that, but we all know it takes paperwork also. Verbal agreements mean nothing. At the end of the day, when it comes to boxing, it's good promo. It's good for back and forth exchanges. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't believe that either fighter is gonna bet their purse. Al Heyman is not gonna sit up here and play little schoolyard games, betting purses, and I'm better you. He's trying to get money. Al's trying to get money. And he's not gonna try hard either. He's trying to get money. He's not gonna sit up here and say, okay, no problem. What is it? Where y'all at? What send me the link. Send me the link so I can verify it. He's not gonna ask that. You call up Al Heyman on some, oh, he want to bet the purse and all that. I'm gonna say, yeah, he can bet the remainder of the purse, but I'm gonna get mine. After I get mine off the top, and the team gets paid, and everybody else is supposed to get paid, then he can get the rest. But he's not gonna entertain that shit. It's fun, it's delightful. You know what I'm saying? It's humorous. But besides that, it ain't going nowhere, y'all. This is the problem I have with Ryan Garcia. He says his someone on his team has said that his IQ, he has a higher boxing IQ than Gervonta Davis. So let that sit with you for a minute. As Country Wayne said, let that sizzle in your spirit. Let that sizzle in your spirit, right? Garcia's team says that Ryan has a higher boxing IQ than Tank. Now, I see a lot of this subliminal illiteracy shit keeps playing its, rearing its ugly face. What they continue to say is they put it out there like they're insinuating that Ryan Garcia is a much smarter person in life. That's what I keep gathering. He's a much smarter man. He's a much smarter human. He's a much smarter person. So if you take the intellectual grade that they're, putting themselves at, right? They're trying to say when it comes to boxing, Ron is just that much more intelligent than Gervonta Davis. Really, they're trying to call Tank stupid without calling him stupid. They've been saying a lot, for real. They've been going this route. Like, they've been saying this shit subliminally for a lot, man. Like, they've been at this, taking subliminal shots. They just want to come out and say, oh, okay. He almost did at the press conference. He said, you can't complete sentences. I keep on trying to tell people, and Ryan too. Ryan, the only conversations that's going to be had is those fists on fight night. That's going to be the conversation. Period. If Gervonta is talking to you verbally and talking to you physically at the same time, that means he is extremely comfortable with the situation. That means he's in total control of what he's doing to you. He's talking you right to the coroner. That's all. He's just trying to give you the proper benediction. At the end of the day, Gervonta is trying to give Ryan Garcia the proper benediction on how he's going to go out. How are we going to close this down? If he's talking to you and he's feeling comfortable, believe me, everyone that has experienced this, it was all I'm back. I'm back. This is the deal. I was trying to find the bet. I didn't write it down, from my understanding. I didn't write it down. I didn't write it down. I don't know. I didn't write it down. But the 69, bro, is what it is, man. It's no heat over here on that. You can talk what you talk. You know what I'm saying? We talk shit over here all the time, man. You know what I'm saying? We talk shit over here. I mean, if you are who you are, it's all good. It's not like you dropping any obscenities and going ham and trolling. If you feel that the King Ryan is going to get the job done, that's what it is. The Sean, I feel you on that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I feel you on that. You know, you got other issues, man. You know, I'm not even gonna talk down. You know, as a man, we handle what we handle. Real talk. I feel you on that, no doubt. As far as Ryan Garcia being the new black assassin, that's hilarious. That's hilarious, given the fact that he really don't have a history with this is gonna hurt your heart, 69. But what happened with him fighting that black? Who is that black? Snap my fingers, snap my fingers. Somebody give me a freshly rolled blunt. Yeah. All I can do is smell it because I don't smoke. What about Devin Haney? He didn't feel like he wanted to become the black assassin when he was the WBC interim. You wasn't over here then? Because I sure enough didn't see your handle over here when it was time for him to pretty much step in there and fight Haney, but he didn't want to do it. You know what he told Devin? He said, yeah, you my boy, but I want to fight Gervonta. Oh, what'd he do? He dug Haney. Then he said he wanted to fight Gervonta, and then went up there and pulled out a fight with Gervonta. And then he said he was going to go for the elder statesman, Manny Pacquiao. And whatever happened with that? Oh, once again, when you show up with no contraceptive, the pullout game is real. He pulled out of that shit too, dog. He pulled out of that fight too. Ching, ching, I'm gone. Just like the Road Runner. I didn't see you over here, 69. What happened to him pulling out the fight with that black guy? That black fighter? Please tell me. You want to talk about Mayweather Chavez? No, homie. Let's keep it on this era right here. Keep it on this era. Why didn't Ryan Garcia take the fight with Devin Haney when provided the opportunity as a WBC interim title holder? Why did he back away and flee the scene? You coming over here typing a lot. You familiar with your keyboard, right? Why didn't he take the fight? Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. The OG on deck. What's good with the King Mitch on deck? Come back. What up? What up with Mitch? I got the Bully, Burrell, and Tank for sure. Still doing homework on the other guys. Yeah, man. You know, one person on here that I gotta be careful with betting like that, man. That's goddamn IB. For real. That nigga smoothly walked me into a 2-1. I'm still getting therapy for that shit. I'm still getting therapy. I don't go through life thinking back on when I was damn hustled. It's not too many people say I got hustled. But goddamn it, that day, man, IB did that shit, man. He had his Fila suit on with some Converse shoes. You know what I'm saying? You know, he had a Swatch watch on and shit. You know what I'm saying? This dude said, IB said, I give you a 2-for-1. Man, you know, goddamn well, when a brother goddamn offer you a 2-for-1, you should be very, very aware. Ain't no way Tank winning. He a short little scared man. Hey, bro, say what you say. But all I'm saying, Ryan Garcia's been scared for a minute. I had this man on my Duck Masters Coalition pound for pound. Ryan ain't winning Saturday night, brother. What should I say? Hombre, mijo, amigo, essay, whatever it is. Ryan Garcia's not winning. He's not winning. He's going to show up and be a participant. It takes two to dance. Takes one to win. All I'm saying, his name will not be announced as the winner of that fight, especially when he wakes up. Seriously. Big shout out to the EMT. They know this is going to be a special night. This is going to be a special night. Just like it was when they slid Leo Santa Cruz onto the freaking stretcher and took him in the back to make sure he's good, put an IV in him, and brought him back to stable condition. The EMT already knows what it's about to be, shawty. You already know. So I'll let you have your rounds over here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'll let you have your rounds tonight, but I want you to be fair about it. Be sure to return back to the chat. Return back to the chat Sunday morning, bro. Return back to the chat Sunday morning, bro. Do not walk away. Return back to the chat. I'm just trying to find out how you feel about the results. I'm telling you, I don't see any which way possible Ryan is going to win this fight come Saturday night. I don't see it. It's a lot of people that's basically giving Ryan Garcia the Hope Award. You know what I'm saying? They're giving him the Hope Award. They're saying he has a puncher's chance. It's a lot of people that's looking at him because they are enamored with his looks. They like his aesthetics. Oh, he's a handsome guy. And then you might have some say, oh, he's attractive. I don't know who they are. I'm just saying that there's some people up here rooting for Ryan for ulterior motives and the wrong reasons. We're talking about boxing, where you go into the ring and you're about to get touched. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you to understand how dangerous your opponent is in Tank Davis. I'm not convinced that you are absolutely confident that you're able to go in there and have an answer for everything Tank is going to provide. He's going to provide you with an index. He's going to give you the index. And you're going to look at that and you're going to say, wow, this is a pretty short book. It's not going to take me long to read this. Exactly. It's only going to have 6 pages in it. That's it. 6 pages. The 6th page is going to give you the conclusion. Oh, it's been a hell of a night, boxing fans. What we witnessed tonight is a fighter that attempted to step up in his competition, but failed tragically, brutally knocked out once again by the left hand of Baltimore's own Gervonta Tank Davis. We hope that Ryan Garcia is absolutely okay. Keep him in your prayers. And for Tank Davis, oh, he moves on to bigger and better fights by the names of Devin the Dream Haney, Shakur Stevenson. Will we see these two finally fight in the lightweight division? Who knows? Stay tuned. As for now, you tuned in to Showtime Boxing. Go watch WCS. Sub to the channel. In Maryland, I'm in Maryland, Bless. Okay. Old stomping grounds for me, man. Old stomping grounds. I used to be over there stomping in Landover. You know what I'm saying? Baltimore. Yes, sir. Sir Ken on deck, man. Shout out to Sir Ken. Salute to the wrenches. Salute to the chat. Smash the like button. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I dropped a link for anyone like 69 or any other Ryan Garcia, cheerleaders that want to get on here and vouch for him before tomorrow night, before Saturday night. I'm open ears. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about putting on my counselor hat tonight. You know what I'm saying? My counselor hat. My mediator hat. The arbiter hat. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about that. He sound like my coworker been saying Tank gonna get KO'd for 2 years now. Hey man, people want Tank to get KO'd because he is the KO artiste. A lot of people have seen Tank Davis use that canvas to paint the conclusion of the fate of his opposition. And some people are very, very agitated with that. Very agitated. They're tired of Tank, just painting his own freaking conclusion. You know what I'm saying? With that left hand. They tired of it. They want to see him get knocked out. Is Ryan Garcia, does he possess it? Is it within his inner self, his fiber? Does he have the barometer of strength needed? Does he have the volume? The IQ volume to turn up on somebody like Gervonta Davis? Is it possible, being that he's never even touched it? Like the time that you say you was calling out this man, you ducked him. Do you truly want to fight this man this time around, or you feel it's imperative? You feel it's almost like mandatory that you give the people something that you said you was going to do back in the day. Do you feel that you should clip the wings on being called one of the biggest ducks in boxing? Because Ryan Garcia is one of the biggest ducks in boxing. He ducked Devin Haney. He ducked freaking Gervonta Davis the first time he called him out. I mean, come on. Those two are the biggest names in the lightweight division, and Ryan Garcia ducked them. He ducked them, y'all. He ducked them. And we have advocates coming over here talking about Roger Mayweather and Chavez. Are you serious? Let's talk about why Ryan had the interim title and did not. He refused to enter the gateway to face Devin Haney, which would have been a very good fight. What you think about Leonard's response to Oscar during the presser? Enlighten me on what he said, man. Enlighten me on what he said. Because really, I don't get into what Leonard would say, and unless it's one-on-ones, But to be honest, I don't know what you're talking about. Just drop it in the chat. What did he say? What did he say? Man, I'm watching the press conference. All I'm gonna quote is, "Leave your mom and wife at home." That said all. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? The movie theater in the mall, I mean. Canelo and Wilder fights. Okay, for sure. Hey, I agree with Tank. For a fight like this, leave your wife and kids at home. I mean, he's taking necessary measures, man. He's going into battle by himself, just like the soldiers do, just like the vets do. Our wife and family is not chilling over there in country when we in another country in that damn dusty ass can with us. You won't want your kids and your wife or fiance over there. Hell no. This is a different type of battle. He's taking it serious, man. I mean, I'm not saying he haven't taken any other fight serious. He just feels like this is a tough fight. Don't be walking around here holding hands with your girl and playing with your kids, because your mindset should be entirely focused on war, and remaining and still. Swat Jones on deck. I see you, mate. Salute to you. How you feeling, man? Like the UFC events at the theater over there. Okay. Yeah, man, that's my old stomping grounds, man. It's a court that was in Landover, Maryland, where back in the 90s, man, AI was out there, Rico, Alonzo Mourning. I think I might have the dates. I remember seeing them play over there. Laying by his brother. I mean, it was a hell of a freaking game, man. Seeing them guys ball out over there. If I got the dates right, I mean the years right. I didn't have no damn shit back then. You didn't have mobile phones. It's crazy. Let me see. I gotta go listen to it. I can't quote it verbatim. Oh, I thought, since you mentioned it, I don't remember it. I did hear something, but I know when Brian Custer asked about final words, Tank said ass whooping, and then Ryan Garcia said what did he say, and I think Brian Custer say ass whooping, and then Ryan said okay, I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it right there. Then the timestamp for Oscar and Leonard's back and forth. Okay, okay. Check out the 45-minute mark and go forward. It's intense. Okay, let me check this out then. Hold up for a second. Let me check this out. 45-minute mark. Hold on for a second. I just pulled it up. Hold on for a second. You said the 45-minute mark. Okay. I'm curious to know how Oscar De La Hoya is gonna respond to all this. Because he doesn't come off as a trash talker though. They said 45 minutes. Hold up for a second. Tank ain't on his phone today. Tank on his phone right now. Okay, hold up, man. Let's get down to the hot grease, man. I don't want to hear Steven Espinosa. I heard enough of you. Ryan Garcia, his hair, man. What he got? Freaking honey and watermelon juice in his hair. You know what I'm saying? Some tree sap. Where is the exchange, man? Hold up. Okay. Oscar's taking us. What y'all think about that suit that Oscar has on? It looks like a robe. I guess it's pretty expensive. No Hank. Seem like it's a no shirt type of suit or whatever. Oh, okay. Oh, now Oscar's crying about the rehydration clauses. Oh, okay. Oscar talking that shit. He's talking about the rehydration and all that. Okay. Oh, he say it seemed like he worried they're gonna lose. He says team don't believe in him. Ooh. I'm calling bullshit on that next one he's talking about. Oscar up here saying Ryan was so willing, he's so able, he was so committed and all this stuff. He just signed the contract. No, that's what he has a team for. That's not the way it works. That paperwork had to be reviewed by someone before it get to Ryan Garcia. So Oscar might be a little bit on the dang, snooky snook nose powder. Because nobody's giving Ryan Garcia the paperwork and he's making the decision and then sending it back without somebody on the team looking at it. So he's on some BS with that. Now, what I don't agree with is that Oscar saying the new face of boxing. You know, do you become the new face of boxing off one fight? Even Canelo Alvarez didn't become the face of boxing after his loss to Floyd Mayweather. So has it changed, or is it just all about people just continuing to repeat, something that they heard in the media about whoever wins, this is going to be the new face of boxing? How are you going to be the new face, but yet, your money's still the same? Canelo's still making millions upon millions every time he step in the ring. He's making millions upon millions. When Canelo walks into the ring, the energy that he generates from his people, whoever his fans are, still says he's on a higher pedestal, bro. So Ryan Garcia going up against Canelo Alvarez is not even close. It's not even close. Nobody. It's not even close, man. Let me see what Leonard had to say. I know Leonard, man, with that freaking cocoa, that charcoal, what I'm saying, Alaskan Summit, Beijing that he got. I know Leonard about to come up here and talk like a freaking boss. He about to come out here and speak like a mafia boss. I mean, I actually like the Beijing that he got. That's a well, you know, put on beard right there. That's damn near a perfect beard. He said they believe in Tank 1,000%. Oh, they finally admit. Oh, they finally admit to it. What people really didn't know. Oh my God! You remember I mentioned that it'll be difficult for Golden Boy to do business with Al Heyman, and that back in the day they had a history on the reason why they didn't like each other because Al Heyman plotted, and supposedly allegedly Frank Warren was a part of this too. That they took Oscar De La Hoya fighters back in the day, and they pretty much tried to run them out of business. You know what I'm saying? It was some Coldplay going on with that. Coldplay. Cold, 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 Coldplay. And Leonard finally put it out there. Oh, he finally put it out there that we took your fighters. The look on Oscar's face, he said, "Oh my God, you had to remind me of that nightmare. Damn, I barely survived." Yeah, he took a lot of his fighters, bro. He took a lot of his fighters. Let's carry on. You know what I'm saying? I like that. He finally put it out there that they took his fighters. Leonard is on some OG, triple dipple OG. God damn, I'm gonna let the people know what we did. And you couldn't do anything about it. And then the fact that Oscar didn't respond from them taking his fighters, he probably had to look down there at B Hop. And B Hop's like, oh my God, I'm glad I'm sitting down here at the end of the table, dude. Wow. They finally admitted that they took the fighters back in the day. That is something that's not talked about like that. Especially at a press conference. But say Oscar looked like the sensei. He did, man. But the sensei don't take a beating, a thrashing like he just took from Leonard. You can't be the sensei and take a beating like that, bro. You can't take a beating like that, man. The outfit looked good, but dang, he said he been asleep at the wheel. And he wanted to say a lot more, but he would have did that, man. They probably would have had to cut to a commercial. Come on. Leonard, come on, guy. Come on, we're live, man. Come on. Tone it down just a bit, man. Tone it down. You're going to get us fined, man. You're going to have a civil lawsuit on your hand, Leonard. Come on. Man, they would have had to go to a commercial, man, and clean this up for real. I got it at PBC 35 minutes. That's where you would hear what Tank said. At 35 minutes. Man, y'all timestamp. I don't know. Shit. Somebody told me freaking 45. Let me see where we at with what Tank said. Now this is a freaking undercard. So Gabe Rosado on this card? Wow. Why fighters continue to stare at each other like, dude, they're on a time schedule, bro. They're on a time schedule. I like that outfit that David Morrell got on, though. Wow. I don't think I ever seen this. Like, you have a Hispanic. Look, I don't think I ever seen. Okay, hold up. Let me go back to here. Now I finally found out what Tank and Ryan started talking their trash. He said he's gonna fill him. What is the Ryan Garcia fans gonna do once his face get marked up? Because I know a lot of y'all looking at Ryan and a lot of you zesty, characters across the way. You probably dropped in his DMs, with a handle like a female, what I'm saying, and was giving Ryan compliments about his hair. You know what I'm saying? You probably giving him freaking compliments on his highlights. I know y'all was creeping. Ryan said you don't get to this position by not having something special. Bro, you got social media. I can't see it either. I don't see how you so special, bro. Man, come on. Somebody's gonna be over quick. He said they both need one shot. Oh, he said, don't bring your mother and your daughter. Oh, Ryan Garcia did not have a comeback. Hold up. Hold just a minute. You gonna allow Javante to say, don't bring your mother and your daughter, and you don't have a reply? You don't have a reply, Ryan. That's what I'm talking about. Dude, when he take you through the Baltimore streets in the ring, right? He take you through all the sacrifice that he experienced deep down inside, the pain he still feels, right? When he take you to those areas with no freaking babysitter or chaperone, are you gonna just sit up here and don't have nothing to say? You should have dropped the N-word right then, for real. You should have became Tony Harrison there, Ryan Garcia. You can get a pass. They would have gave you a pass. You should have dropped, nigga. What? You don't worry about who the fuck I bring to the fight. Ryan should have dropped the N word on him. Boom. Right away. Immediately. Immediately, bro. I don't know how people would have took it. You know, his complexion looking a little lighter than it did when he was in California. You know what I'm saying? For the second presser. It looked like he was a bit orange there. They was trying to figure out some stuff. But people might take a little bit offense to him dropping the N-word, but he can do it. You know, he's Mexican American. He can get a pass. But Tank just said, don't bring your mother, your daughter. And you just sat up there, and at first you was talking about you couldn't hear him. You heard that. And once again, you didn't have a reply, bro. Look, Ryan, you got to be willing to go to the dark side with Tank. It's a lot of what he experienced. Like, it's a lot of demons this man done fought growing up to where he at right now. And you're just going to let him dictate who you bring to the fight? That's exactly what we're talking about, Ryan. That's exactly what we're talking about, man. So they talk about how Tank said he gonna take him to deep waters and drown him, right? And Ryan Garcia comes back and said, "This man ain't punished. No." See, right there, I can't even finish the sentence because I feel like I'd be lying to myself. You know what I'm saying? I will have to shut the live down and go find a freaking psychologist right now because I just repeated some of the biggest bullshit on this press conference, man. Ryan Garcia said he hasn't what? He says Tank is always losing. I'm convinced, dog. I'm convinced. I'm going off my instinct, bro. Ryan may have definitely been knocked out in freaking sparring. This dude said Tank is always losing. Now that can do one or two things. He can look, since they've been talking about the way Tank always talking, right? They could be insinuating him losing by getting in trouble outside the ring. Or he can be extremely confused, talking about he loses in the ring because he said this man don't punish nobody. I'm bewildered. He said that Javante has the lowest punch rate in boxing, and only two people have went the distance with him. You see where I'm going with this? Like Garcia is something. It may be the weight cut. Hold up. Let me think about this because he was complaining about dropping weight. He wanted this fight so bad. He was chasing Javante all around, but him and Oscar is busy up here, with a conductor playing the melody of complaining about the rehydration clause. Oscar should know better. It's not like he came up through his career without putting stipulations on anything. I mean, come on, Oscar should understand what it's about, man. Oscar should understand what it's about. But for Ryan to speak about a low punch rate, but yet it's only two people that's went the distance with Tank, something's wrong with this guy. Maybe he needs an Alisand. Maybe they need to do a psyche check to see if he's even fit. Now the mental health shit is really starting to play a big role. listen to this dude talk and respond to certain things. He's not making any sense. And he's saying some of this shit that he did on the lead up to this fight with a serious look. No smiling, no nothing. Oh, so he said this is the moment where everything catches up to Javante. Okay, we've heard this before, especially me. I kind of made reference to that with Errol Spence. I was just saying that Errol Spence put it out there, and I talked about it. Where he's talking about Javante, he's been making weight. People were saying he was unprofessional back in the day. He wasn't making weight the way he's supposed to. He's been making weight. You know what I'm saying? I mean, regardless if he was a point 0.5 or 1 with Gamboa, he still made weight. I don't know what he mean by catching up. Is he talking about spiritually? You know what I'm saying? Is he talking about morally? Okay, Duran, what's good? What's good? Salute to you. He said no, he means he's always down on the scorecards. Was he really on down on the scorecards against Mario Barrios? Is somebody truly down on the scorecards and the fight still has rounds remaining? Or is it just a score? Because some fighters have, their own strategy, man. Everybody's strategy is different. So can we just say, I respect what you said though, but are we actually saying like Crawford down on the unofficial scorecards? Floyd Mayweather telling Tank that he's unofficially down. Are we saying that it's the prefix un removes it from being official? So why should we take that in consideration if Steve Farhood or whoever given an unofficial scorecard? Why should we even enter that into the dang argument to say, hey, unofficial, you down on the scorecards? I would be like, what does the unofficial scorecards mean? Nothing. And then come to find out, the real scorecards was different than the unofficial scorecards. Let me continue to listen to this shit. He said no defense, no footwork, no head movement. Javante almost said, "Get this nigga out of here." He said, "What does it mean to you?" Brian Custer asked Ryan what it mean to him. He said, "It's huge, biggest fight in the sport. Everything's on the line." Ryan's been envisioning this fight for so many years, so he understands. He envisioned ducking too. I like the back and forth. You know, the energy that Ryan finally picked up to defend the contract because he's been whining about it forever and a day. I really believe that contract is just sitting on his heart. You know what I'm saying? In many different places, man. You know, the thoughts is dancing on his heart, man, with track spikes. For real. They running around that mud with track spikes on. That's why he's feeling the way he's doing, because it's painful right now. You know what I'm saying? Ryan is talking about contract, contract, contract. And then this is the only time where he became active in defense, you know, and trying to once again whine about people coming to the gym and everything. And I can see where he's going with it. He said, I don't have the fundamentals, but yet he's supposed to be, you know, sending people to the training camp and all this stuff. Okay, he has a point. He has a point, but you have to look at it too, that majority of the time leading up to this day right here, Ryan Garcia has been complaining about freaking something he signed. He signed the contract. You know what I'm saying? Tank is asking him, is he a 135-pound fighter? I know he came back. Ryan came back and said, Leonard, you're gonna love me after this. You're gonna be a part of my team. I mean, that's good trash talk. You know what I'm saying? That's good trash talk. But at the end of the day, um, you know, Ryan's never faced nobody like Tank. So we really can't determine how deep he's willing to swim in those boxing aquatics. The current is going to be different when he gets taken down to that depth that Javante Davis is talking about. The current's going to be different. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Ryan is able to breathe at that level of adversity. I don't know. I can't sit up here and compare what he experienced with Luke Campbell as to what his possibility of experience would be with Tank. I can't even grade them on the same curriculum. The shit is different. Luke Campbell's curriculum is quite different than what Javante Davis is going to do. It's Saturday night. That's just what I can see from it. But what I meant to say earlier, I've never seen a Mexican or all Latino, you know, main event, and it's all black fighters on the undercard. I've never seen that. But we're seeing Tank and Garcia on the main event with damn near a whole entire Mexican. I know they're catering because of, you know, whatever the case may be, but I just never seen something like that. That's all. Okay, let's talk about the final word. Let me get to this chat. If Ryan gets stopped, you'll be paid in full immediately, brother. IB still the bookie. I'm a guy called IB the bookie. You know what I'm saying? The I for international, B for bookie. Yo, Oscar ain't said nothing after his speech. He ain't even looking at Ryan one time. Hey man, Oscar's Oscar, bro. You know, he got a bad one. You know, yeah, you know, I'm not gonna get into what Oscar do on a, you know, a personal level, because none of us is perfect. You feel me? Like, he got shut down big time tonight. And Leonard pretty much said, we took your fighters back in the day. It ain't nothing you can do about it. He put it out there, man. That's the biggest punk. I mean, that's a punk move right there in front of everybody. Like, you don't even need Ashton Kutcher for this. You don't need it, man. He told that man that we took your fighters. And B-Hop is on the end just sitting there chilling. God damn. Hey, B-Hop said, I ain't in it. Hey, my name's Ben, I ain't in it. I be want Ryan to go to sleep. If he make it to the end, that's another $50. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the kind of like bet that IB made, sort of kind of with me. It had, you know, all these damn, you know, these little addendums attached to it there, Tony. You know what I'm saying? I be coming here with addendums attached to the bet. You know what I'm saying? If you say he ain't gonna make it, well, put it this way. You say he ain't gonna make it past the 6, right? So 1 through 5, 1 through 5, if he makes it into the 6th round, that's $100 for me, right? If he makes it out of the 6th round and answers the bell to the 7, that's gonna be another 100. You know what I'm saying? That's just a special bet. Don't read too much into it. No, I ain't trying to do that, brother. Either way, Tank find a way to win. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Unofficial mean unofficial, bro. That's all I'm saying. Unofficial mean unofficial. Trust fam, the scorecards don't mean anything to me. I'm just saying I know what Ryan meant, but I still favor Tank to win. Yeah, okay. And I appreciate you explaining that for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he believes Tank is down and he don't understand it's a 12-round fight, I don't know what to tell Ryan. He's been fighting long enough to understand what a 12-round fight consists of. It can change at any moment, especially when it gets further in the fight and fatigue sets in and everything else. Come on, bro. Come on already. For him to say he's always down, what does that mean? Like, you're trying to make it seem like the man is down on the canvas. He down on the unofficial scorecards. I mean, bro, if the man has the equalizer, he has the equalizer, bro. But looking at the thumbnail there, Ryan, you have to understand one thing, Ryan. Look at the thumbnail, bro. Look at the thumbnail. He was wearing the Mexican colors there, Ryan. He may not know Spanish, but his hands did. You know what I'm saying? Just like DJ Khaled said. You know what I'm saying? He may not know Spanish, but his hands did. You know what I'm saying? Javante hands did. That shit was speaking Espanol. Look at the color of his trunks, man. Look at the color of his trunks. The man walked to the ring. I was at that fight. The man walked to the ring, man, with a sombrero on, and he looked like, he was Pablo for a night, man. He had the Mexican colors on and everything, and he did Leo Santa Cruz dirty. Ryan wanted to wake Tank up. What he did, yeah, man. Be careful about going in there while Bear is chilling. You know what I'm saying? Even when they're not in hibernation. You know what I'm saying? You should be very, very careful about that, because you want to run and say, oh, man, I'm going to hop up in this tree until that big motherfucker hop up there with you and goddamn swing them claws on your ass. Shit. Scorecards can only come into play after the final bell with both fighters still standing. A fighter has to get to the final bell first. Oh, I'm ready for Saturday, man. Can't wait. So what's the bet? I be near the betting show. Me too, family. We got the best seat in the house, front row, right at home. Yeah, man. You can pretty much, hey, you talking about front row, right at home. You can pretty much serve yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can have the fresh food. It wasn't no community food, bro. They just grabbed that stuff out. Damn grease is being used over and over again. You know what I'm saying? People ain't been sneezing on your food. You know what I'm saying? People ain't been sneezing and then fingering your food. I know the one fight I went to in Newark, they had the food pre-made that was out there in the containers. And some of them people was walking off with the food. They had you grab the food and walk inside the line all the way to the left and pay for your food. Some people just grabbing the food and going. What do you expect, man? You was in Jersey. You up here trying to serve like that? No, it's not going to happen. They should have been able to pay first. I don't give a damn shit. We took turns getting first pick. You know how that go. Okay. Ryan fixing to get drugged to the deep end of the swimming pool. Yes, sir. Them boxing aquatics are deep. You know what I'm saying? Javante going to take him down there and see some shit that he ain't seen on National Geographic before, man. You know what I'm saying? On planet Earth 2, 3, and 4. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna see some things he ain't never seen. Hands did. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? Tank is about to get sparked by a weight drain Ryan. Oh my God. Shout out to Tony though. But you about to get roasted, Tony. You come over here being a what? Enabler. Enabler. Now you're basically catering to Ryan Garcia's crying. He is a freaking professional fighter. His face doesn't look like it's been marked up at all, only by a freaking eyeliner pencil. But I'm just saying, when it comes down to the enablers, you believe that his last two fights, for which his opponents requested that weight, you believe that Ryan is all of a sudden weight drained? He, bro, how can he be weight drained? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this, right? Ryan Garcia fought February 2021, Luke Campbell at 135 pounds, right? He came back 13 months later and fought Emmanuel Targo at a weight that they wanted. And then fought Javier Fortuna at that higher weight because Javier could not get down to 135 and he just wanted to fight. Ryan Garcia just wanted to fight. So if he felt that he couldn't physically get down to the weight, he should have just bailed out there, Tony. He should have just bailed out. He shouldn't have signed the contract. So when you come over to the chat, man, holding a box of Huggies and a freaking, a group, a little thing like 3 or 4 pacifiers that you got from the Goodwill that was already used, man, no, that you can't do that over here, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't come over here with recycled diapers, man. You can't come over here trying to enable somebody that's already used to a silver spoon, man. You can't do it. Keep it REAL there, Tony. You've been around here long enough. Keep it REAL, brother. You come over here pampering Ryan. Oh, can I put a little bit more blush on your nose? It's just a little bit of reflection from the light. Come closer. Okay, there you go, right there. All right. Oh, love your hair. Love your hair. Those highlights. Oh, love it. You know what I'm saying? It has a little bit of reflection and everything. It really complements the highlights on the front end. Whoever did that, man, I don't know how much they charge you, but they did an excellent job. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? And look at your brows. Everything is nicely, pinned and edged up. And oh my God. Yeah, look perfect. You should be in Hollywood. You know what? I'm going to call up Michael B. Jordan and make sure, okay, that you get on the next Creed 3. Tony could not stand it anymore. He had to hit the link. What is going, Tony? What's good with you, Tony?
I'm doing well. And yourself?
I'm good. It's been a minute.
It's been a long time. But yeah, no, there's no issue.
Pacifiers was dropping out your pocket and everything. You know what I'm saying? I should have gave you the brief.
It sounds like you caping for Tank and the bullshit that he's pulling. Like that's what it really sounds like. It sounds like that you agree with unfair advantages in boxing by using stipulations to get there because that's what Tank is doing. See, the fact of the matter is this, my dude. It does not matter that Tank made him go to 136. That's cool. He's the A side. He should be able to do that. The issue comes into the rehydration. He has got the most ridiculous clause I have ever heard of in my life. This is well beyond what is normal in boxing. So the fact that Ryan can't gain more than 10 pounds before he steps into that ring is atrocious. It's ridiculous. And it only
Tony, both of them has to weigh in though. Both of them has to weigh in.
Hold on. Time out. So you over here saying I'm pampering Ryan. What happened to Tank Davis that was a supposed 140 champion? Did he do that to Mario Barrios?
Is he still a 140?
I'm just saying he was a 140-pound champion, right?
Yes, he was at one point in time. He was going there for a belt. Mario Barrios had the belt. Mario Barrios had the belt.
It wasn't that long ago that he fought him.
I'm just saying he came there for a belt, though. Mario would be the A side, right?
Okay. Yeah, A side. Cool. He wants to stay at 135. He could do that. But did he put a rehydration clause on Mario Barrios? Because he was still the A side when he fought Mario Barrios.
It was at 140. He was a champion at 140. It was a championship fight at 140.
You didn't answer my question. Did he put a rehydration
I know.
clause on
Look, Tony. I dealt with you before. You believe you're gonna come over here asking all these questions?
But no, it's not. It's just
you believe that I'm going to cater to you asking all the questions, but really, if you look at you saying it's ridiculous, Ryan Garcia has been on record saying that he walks around 145, 146. You know what I'm saying? It's not too much off of what he's comfortable walking around at. He's a 35er.
We're going to go off the record. So off the record, Ryan has said several times that he doesn't want to do the rehydration clause, that he was forced to do it because it's the only way your boy Tank would accept the fight. Without doing it, Tank was too scared to get in the ring with him. So my question to you is this. If Tank is, oh, my hair needs to be straightened. Oh, I need to put on my eyeliner, even though Tank's walking around with a purse on. If that be the case, then why is he only putting all these stipulations on Ryan and nobody else?
What stipulations outside? What stipulations outside the rehydration? Because both of them has to weigh in on the same morning. Both of them has to weigh in.
No. See, that's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong.
They do. They do.
No.
Kevin said it. Kevin said we both have to weigh in.
Oh, we looked this up last night. We looked it up last night. So you could Google this and you could confirm it if you want to. Incorrect. If this was the IBF and it was for an IBF title, then yes, it would be the day of the fight that they weigh in. Ryan has to weigh in before he walks to the ring. Before he walks to the ring. He cannot be more than 10 pounds over the scheduled weight the time he steps into the ring. That has never, in my recollection, ever been done. It's always, if they're going to do it, if you go by IBF rules, it's the morning of the fight. You weigh in the night before, you make weight, and you can go up 10 pounds by the morning, but not over that. But when you get in that ring, you can weigh whatever you weigh from that morning on. For Ryan, he's got to weigh it in the locker room before he makes that ring walk.
Okay, it's good. I know your tone is quite high. I don't know why you're upset, because you already know. You already know who I am. You seem a little agitated, brother. We have a boxing dialogue. It just seems like you upset about what I said.
No, it's not. I'm just telling you.
Did I lie? Did I lie? Do they have to weigh in the morning of the fight? I didn't lie. They have to weigh in the morning of the fight.
Yes, you did lie.
That's not a lie.
Because Ryan has no. It's not the morning of the fight.
No, I didn't.
It's the night of the fight. He has to weigh in the night of the fight.
It's the morning of the fight. They have to weigh in the morning of the fight.
You can Google this.
I don't have to Google it. I don't talk to people already.
You need to, because you're stating incorrect facts. Ryan has to weigh in before he walks to the ring.
I never said he didn't have to weigh in before he walked to the ring. I say they have to weigh in the morning of the fight.
Oh my gosh. Name me one fight in the history that you could think of.
I don't care about one fight in the history. We're talking about this fight. We're talking about this fight.
Ryan's the pampered one. It's not the little midget that's scared to get somebody at 100%. That's not the scared one.
Let me tell you something, Tony.
Hold on. It's Tony. The one. It's just like Devin Haney. It's just like Devin Haney.
Tank is not.
Go ahead.
Look, Tank is not invested interest. Like, I support Tank, right? But you're speaking to him as if he's somehow, some way related to me or whatever. I speak about Tank because I support him as a fighter, and I do favor him in this particular fight. I don't know Tank more than anybody else. I haven't broke bread with the dude.
You favor a fighter.
Yeah, I favor Tank over Ryan. I favor Tank over Ryan, no doubt.
No, but you favor and agree with a fighter trying to get an unfair advantage.
Boxing is unfair.
Boxing is unfair. It is unfair.
So why are you over here complaining and whining like you never seen unfair things done in boxing?
You're the one that made the statement that Ryan's the pampered one, but it's your boy that's scared.
How is he scared? Because he don't want to look. How is he scared? And he's fought bigger guys in his career. He's always fought bigger guys. So he's supposed to be, he's supposed to be the one that's on pay-per-view. He's supposed to be the A side, and he's supposed to cater to Ryan, who wanted to fight at 140. Why should Ryan deserve to be over here, putting the request in as if he's the A side? Shouldn't he earn that, Tony? He should earn that shit, right?
So again, I must restate this because it
You
went
don't
over
really
your
want to
head, or
answer
you
that
want to
question,
ignore it.
right?
No. I'm
Okay.
restating the answer to it that I answered a
All
long
right.
time ago. I answered
Cool.
that when I first got on. Tank making Ryan go to 136, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You claim that Tank is for all these guys that are way bigger than Ryan. So if he has, why didn't he put the rehydration clause on them guys that are way bigger than Ryan? Why did he have to do it to Ryan? Because you just
Ryan's
said he
last
fought. No. You just said he just fought guys way bigger than Ryan, but none of them guys that were way bigger than Ryan did he do these stipulations to.
because you acting like he's scared and he's fought bigger guys in his career. So you pretending like he's never fought bigger guys. And Ryan's last two fight has been at the 140 pounds, somewhere up there, right? So he's trying to claim that he can no longer, or it's stressful for him to make 135. That's what he's whining and bitching about to the public.
That's not what he's
So
wanting
so
to
so
bitch about.
look, so if you have all the answers, you should have been the one in his ear and said, "Hey, Ryan, don't sign the contract. You don't have to fight him. Don't sign the contract. If you're gonna whine, bitch, and complain, and you want things your way, this is the guy who ducked Devin Haney. You want to mention Devin Haney's name, but you don't mention him ducking Devin Haney when he was the interim WBC title holder. You didn't mention any of that.
So when you have nothing, you look to other things. So
You
Devin
didn't
Haney versus
mention
Ryan Garcia.
you the one
No, no,
mentioned
no, no,
Devin
no, no,
Haney.
no,
I
no,
didn't.
no, no. I was
You
using
mentioned
Devin
him,
Haney and Cambosos as an
but you
example. You
mentioned him.
didn't let me
But you
get there.
mentioned him.
So
But you
we'll
mentioned
go.
him.
We'll go to Devin Haney. Devin
But
Haney
you
and
mentioned
Ryan
him.
Garcia
No, this is
is
not
two
about
different
Devin
things.
Haney.
Hold on.
This is not
In
about
that
Devin Haney. This
instance,
is about
I'm
Tank
getting through
Davis
it.
and
I'm
Ryan
getting through it.
Garcia, bro.
No. You brought up Devin and Ryan. So I will say this. In that instance, Ryan didn't want to fight him.
No,
Ryan
you
kept
brought
his,
him
no,
up.
no, 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 no.
You brought up
I
Devin.
brought up
You
George
brought up Devin.
Kambosos and Devin Haney. And my example to that, had you let me finish my statement, was Devin took the B side. He did everything to go over there and fight Kambosos. Was it fair that he had to go over to Australia twice to beat him twice? No, it wasn't. But he believed in himself, so he took the shitty end of the stick. Now, we can sit here and say that it's the shitty end of the stick, that he shouldn't have had to go into Australia the second time in the rematch when he was the undisputed champion at that point in time.
What's
George
on
should
the
have came
line for
to
this
America.
fight?
Hold on. See, the thing is, when you want to be great, sometimes you have to take the shitty end of the stick. But that doesn't mean that you can't speak about the shitty deal that you had to take to get there.
Hey,
Okay. And so okay,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
I'm sorry,
Go
real
ahead,
quick.
Bunch.
I'm gonna be real quick. OG, can you check your phone? Because what I just sent you was posted as of an hour ago per Google. But yeah, that's all I wanted, man. I'm finna slide on and listen to y'all in the chat.
You said check the IG.
Nah, check your phone. I texted you.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. Right. All right. I appreciate it, Bunch. I got you. So back to what you said, Tony, about what Devin Haney took and everything. And I understand that, yeah, him making the sacrifice to basically face Kambosos because he didn't have any other choice. Because I told people that Kambosos was not looking for Devin Haney, he was looking for Lomachenko. He proved that by trying to sign Haney, talking about he was making a tour on to see these fighters fight. Oh, let me go see Gervonta fight. Let me see freaking Devin fight. And that's when Devin said, you don't have to see anything about me. You know what I'm saying? I am who I am, period. And I even put it out there that I felt Cambozo, I'm the one that gave him that freaking name because he was being a clown. He was pretty much looking for Lomachenko. He had to go over to the war. So what he did was lowball the shit out of Devin Haney to make it damn near impossible for him to be psychologically ready to go and fight in Australia. Not once, but twice. Now, I think your analogy in comparing Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia is absolutely pathetic. The reason being, you're talking about freaking all these titles on the line, all the titles on the line. Even Devin Haney has the WBC title at this moment. You know what I'm saying? What is Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia fighting for?
Oh, they fighting for the Instagram title. We know that.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, you made one of the most pathetic, pitiful analogies you can make on YTC. You going through all these freaking timelines on what Devin had to take in the contract and how grimy and lowball it was. We know that. Right. But what in the heck did it have to do with Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia?
Because it
Nothing.
has to do with, yes, it does, combat. Because the whole
You
time,
should
Ryan,
you you
hold
should
on, combat,
deactivate your account
hold on.
going
Just
through all
listen
that
to me.
shit.
The whole time he was going through all that shit, Devin was complaining about it. He was complaining when his dad couldn't go over there. He was complaining when he had to do the rematch. He tried to get out of the rematch being in Australia, even though contractually he had to go there. He complained the whole time, but he took the deal because he knew that was the only avenue for him to get the undisputed. So that's why he took the shitty end of the stick. But he complained the whole time. So to make apples to apples comparison, Ryan Garcia took the shitty end of the stick. He's complaining the whole time because of the ridiculousness of it. It's ridiculous. So he has the right to complain about how ridiculous the deal is that he had to take, but he took the deal because he knew that was the only way he would get the fight.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. You know, like I'm not trying to go back and forth on such an easy debate. And it's not even a debate. It's like one of those situations that don't even add up, because if you look at who was considered to be Devin Haney, that would be Gervonta Davis, right? That'll be Gervonta Davis, right? Who would be considered in that analogy?
No,
would it be look, hold up. Would
ahead.
it be Devin Haney or George Kambosos?
Well, at that time, George Kambosos was the A side. So being that Tank is the A side, it
Correct.
controls all the stipulations. Tank would be Kambosos.
That is. So
Right.
you said it yourself. Freaking
Right.
Gervonta Davis is the A side,
Right.
and he control everything like Kambosos, right?
Right.
So why look, why are you mad that
I'm not mad.
Kambosos was controlling and making all the stipulations on the A side. Now Tank is doing the same exact thing.
Mhm.
I asked you what was on the line in this fight, and you said the social media title. So therefore, if Ryan Garcia don't have a title, why are you so angry? He don't
Let me
have a
ask you a question,
title.
WPS. Let me
He don't.
rebuttal that with
He
this.
look. He
has.
even
He
look.
has.
He ducked Devin Haney
He
when he
did.
had the WBC interim title.
He
Why are you
did
defending
twice.
this man?
He ducked him twice. There's
Why are you
no
defending this
disputing
man,
that.
dog?
There's no disputing the fact that Ryan ducked Devin twice. He could have fought him on two different occasions, but he chose not to. But the fact of the matter is this: the IG title, unfortunately, nowadays in boxing is worth much more. Look at Jake Paul, not even a boxer, sells tickets for days. That's what Tank does. That's what Ryan does. The winner out of this will be the biggest seller in the lightweight division. That's what they're fighting for. The popularity, the imaginary belt, the people's champ, which neither one of them are the real champ because Devin has all the marbles. But I guarantee you, this fight gets more eyes, more people watch it than who watch Devin versus Loma. So at the end of the day, there is something on the line. It's the cash cow status, because the winner out of this fight will become that.
Who's been the cash cow to this point? Tank Davis. It's no debating that. There's no debating. Ryan Garcia don't have no freaking numbers except his phone number. He ain't did anything. You think he had pay-per-view numbers with Emmanuel Tago? No. Javier Fortuna? No. Luke Campbell? No. So how is he bringing anything to the table? How is he bringing anything to the table when it comes to numbers? Gervonta is bringing all the numbers. He's bringing the entire payload of the A side, brother. So therefore, since Ryan Garcia don't have a title like Devin Haney did when he fought Kambosos, Ryan Garcia don't have nothing. And the fight is at 36. He could have had it at 35, Tony. He gave the man 36 with a 10 on the rehydration. If he didn't want it, if he thought it'd be too tough, him and his team, why did Oscar them allow this man to sign the contract?
Because had he not, we keep going in a circle. It's like a merry-go-round or a top spinning. Had he not signed the contract, which we've been over, the fight would not be happening. But again, I will say this. He signed the contract. He took the ridiculousness of the rehydration clause so he could get the fight. But to state that he shouldn't complain about a shitty deal is ridiculous. Yeah, he could complain all day because at the end of the day, he took the fight. He has the right by taking the fight to complain about it. Now, had he not taken the fight, like you suggest, then he would have no right to complain because he didn't take the deal, but he did take it. So yes, he can complain. Yes, he can moan, groan, and bitch about how he wants to be able to put on more than 10 pounds.
And we can also revert that back to the fact that he signed the contract. So why bitch and complain about it now? Because you had Oscar, you got B-Hop, you have a whole entire team, you have Joe Goosen. So you basically trying to tell me you had no one over there to review and give you the pros and cons about that contract? Come on. He was doing the bitch and complaining when they got the contract. Ryan Garcia had absolutely nothing to offer in this fight except his IG followers. IG followers are not attached to your resume, period, at all. So why is he complaining about something that's going to benefit him? Gervonta Davis pretty much gave him an invite to the big stage because Ryan Garcia don't have no numbers, Tony, like you talking about. You capping. He don't have no numbers except his phone number, except his IG numbers. Ryan Garcia don't have no freaking numbers, bro.
Who's worth more money?
It don't matter if you got sponsorship. It don't matter if you got freaking commercials.
It does matter. It does matter.
Gervonta Davis is the one that's on boxing pay-per-view, bro. Boxing pay-per-view.
Let me re-ask the question. Who has a higher net worth, Ryan Garcia or Tank Davis? Who's worth more money?
Who knows? Do you have the documentation?
Yeah, I mean, it's simple.
I'm just saying. No, it's not simple. Do you have the documentation to present to my audience? If you don't, then you can't sit up here and base something off speculation.
How is the speculation if you look up their net worth?
Because the network online is not accurate, brother. Come on, Tony. You ain't talking to no dang Tyro, bro. You ain't talking to an apprentice at this shit, bro. I ain't just started using social media search engines yesterday.
So when one man is only got an estimated net worth of $4 million, you think he's in the ballpark of somebody who's estimated at $20 million. You think it's close. You really believe that?
Hey, it's not accurate. That's all I said. It's not accurate.
It don't matter if it's accurate or not.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
There's such a great, vast difference in between the two. Even if they're off by a little bit, Ryan's still going to be worth more, no matter how you cut it.
He's not worth more on pay-per-view.
This is the point of what I'm saying.
He's not worth more on pay-per-view.
This is what the AJ fans did not understand about boxing. And I told them this. And
why are we talking about AJ, though?
No, because I'm getting to a point. This is what the AJ fans did not understand, and it seems like you're not understanding this.
No, I don't understand a lot.
Let me finish.
When I'm talking to you, that's the only time I don't understand, Tony.
Boxing,
you know I understand, though. You know I understand, though.
While I'm trying to get to the point.
Yeah, because you're being disrespectful. I'm not being disrespectful to you.
You know when the cash cow gets beat,
you want the treatment. I'm trying to treat you. I'm trying to treat you with hospitality, but you keep trying to overtalk me like this a debate or another channel, man. I'm just telling you, bro. Like you trying to overtalk me, and I'm not even angry about this debate. I'm not angry about what you're saying about Ryan. It just seems like you keep telling me like, oh, you don't understand this. Bro, I'm having a conversation with you, bro. But you keep trying to make it into an argument.
No, not at all. But here's the thing. You keep saying I'm over talking you, but every time I talk, you talk over me. So how is it me that's over talking you?
Bro, get it out and don't try to lecture me. You know what I'm saying? Just get it out. Listen, bro, that's what I'm saying. You want to go tit for tat because of what happened recently. I guess you're still feeling some type of way. I'm trying to have a dialogue with you. I'm trying to have a dialogue with you.
What happened recently?
I said back in the day when we was on another panel. That's the only way that you can come back over here and feel so agitated and speaking about Ryan Garcia when you know damn well he ain't did nothing in boxing. His last opponent was Javier Fortuna, bro. He wasn't on pay-per-view with that, doing big numbers like you say.
So again, when you win in boxing, you inherit what the person you beat has. That has always been a staple of boxing. When Mayweather beat De La Hoya, he became the cash cow. Like I tried to get to the point of, and you kept interrupting me, saying I was talking over you, but you overtalked me several times.
Man, you still lecturing me, bro. Get to the point, Tony. Tony, get to the point. I don't need no lecturing from you, brother.
Okay. When Usyk beat AJ twice, look at what AJ did in his next fight. He couldn't even sell out 20,000 tickets when the man's used to sell out 60,000.
Okay.
Because that's the nature of the beast. When you beat somebody, you get what they have.
So Bivol got what Canelo got? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Bivol got what Canelo got? Hell no, he ain't got what Canelo got. That's what I thought.
So
that's what I thought.
Argument is off.
That's what I thought, Tony.
You're acting like we can't find one-offs in anything about everything.
Saying, Tony, that's what I thought.
So you pick one. So tell me.
I'm going off your word. I'm going off your word.
Right. Okay.
I'm going off your word, man.
Yeah. And what happens the majority of the time? Are you gonna go off? Is the one off the norm, or is what happens 99% of the time the norm?
You said when you beat a champion, you inherit what the champion has. And I'm saying, okay, Bivol definitively beat Canelo. Did he inherit what Canelo got? No. No. Canelo goes on and continue to make higher than all boxers that's in the sport today. He didn't lose nothing except another check mark on his freaking his resume that said he has 2 losses now instead of 1.
All right.
Shout out. Hey, I gotta talk to my guests. Hey, what's going on, Q? How you feeling? Lost all the boxing on deck. You there, Q? Or you on mute?
He got to be there. He switched his pick.
Q, is that you or not? Go ahead and say what you were saying, Tony. Go ahead, man.
No, I was just waiting to see if he was there. Because it's got to be him, because it's always his thumbnail.
Yeah, this me. My bad.
Okay.
I had to go grab something. I stepped away real quick. What's good though with it,
I'm
man?
good. I'm good.
I ain't get that one.
I'm good. You?
Yeah, man. Man, you know, I'm blessed, man. I can't complain. Out here, man, you know, seeing a little weigh-in, well, not the weigh-in, but the little final press conference. Think it was decent, you know what I mean? I'm a tank by knockout, you know what I'm saying? But I will say, man, the part that I like the most about what I would say the press conference, man, I like the little back and forth with with Oscar and Leonard, man. I think Oscar came on that mother cooking. I think Oscar articulated himself pretty cool, man. That was decent. You know, Richard Ellerby came over there with the gloves off. And then we seen Tank, Tank. He looked like he had a decent little weight cut, man. He looked cool. You know, both of them kind of, look like they had a few nerves though. I could say that, you kind of could see it on Ryan's face. And Tank. I think both of them, they was pretty much came on pretty much being themselves. It was cool. I don't think both of them like they like super entertaining. I don't know. I it kind of felt like it was missing something. I ain't like that they ain't really get the face off like that. They kept that little space in between them. But it was cool though. It was cool though. I liked it, man. I got Tank knocking him out, man. In anywhere after 6. Anywhere after 6, man, it's gonna get dangerous for Ryan. You know what I mean? If Ryan get too reckless, he might go out before then. But I don't think Ryan gonna be reckless. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, just touching off of what you said about De La Hoya. Ellerby cooked him. He was silent the rest of the whole panel after Ellerby got on after him. Like, I've never seen Leonard Ellerby go in like that.
Shit. I don't know, man. I think I put it like this. Like, I think it's funny because I think Oscar cooked them, but Leonard he spoke the facts, he let them know. But then again, Leonard was kind of capping though. You know what I mean? He said we took your fighters. Correction, Al took the fighters. Last time I seen them ask you who they had on TMT, that nigga ain't know nobody besides Tank. So I don't, you know what I mean? Yeah, I know what Leonard was saying. He came on talking this shit. You know what I mean? He took the gloves off, like I said. That's what Leonard do. But, I think Oscar cooked him and he kind of felt that shit in his soul. He felt that shit. He was like, cause what he said was by far too short for so I don't know what he was gonna say before Oscar said that. He just came on there, attacked Oscar, and left the podium. So
he got straight to the point, didn't he?
Yeah. He got on there. He said, "Fuck what I wrote down, nigga. I'm gonna get on Oscar ass and bounce."
Hey, I want to ask you, Q, on what Tony said. I said, and I've spoken to people, and I guess he has his sources or whatever. But I just want to get your opinion on the weigh-in. They supposed to weigh in the morning of the fight on fight day. Both him and Tank supposed to weigh in the morning of fight day. That's a fact. Tony say he has to weigh the 10 pounds, 146, walking down to the ring, which is, it's preposterous at the end of the day that would be the norm. And yeah, he's claiming that what I'm saying is incorrect. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at this right here, it pretty much validates what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And this is straight off Sky Sports. That's basically saying what's out there several times over. It said they can't weigh more than 10 pounds over the limit on the morning of the fight. So if they weigh in the morning, what's the point of them weighing in on fight night? They should just weigh in on fight night if they got to walk to the ring at 146. Yeah. And another way to validate that, Tony, is the fact that Ryan even admitted, you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter. It don't matter. Pretty much saying like, I'm a regain anyway. His team was even talking about, we gonna gain the weight back anyway. It don't matter. By the time come fight night, we'll be what we supposed to be anyway. But that's it right there, bro.
Click the link I just put in your private chat. Because Oscar De La Hoya, it's already been put out that he cannot step into the ring more than 146. It's been put out. He weighs in the locker room before he does the ring walk.
So he weighs in the locker room before the ring walk with who is a witness? Who is a witness? How does this all play out since the logistics? You have the logistics. Why would they put somebody in there for a ring walk when Team Tank is going to be over there in his locker room? Who is weighing them? Who is witnessing that?
I would assume that it would be the same commission that's going to witness the hands being wrapped and the gloves being put on. And
we all know there's okay. I got you. It's a team member over there when the hands are getting wrapped. It's an opposite. It's a team member from the other team.
No. Okay. You have team members. Okay. You have team members that watch it. But while your team is watching it, you also have whatever sanction or commission is there as well.
Bro,
in the locker room too.
Bro, I don't know
if it's the Nevada State, if it's the California, wherever you fight, that commission will have somebody from the commission in there watching your hands get wrapped and your gloves being put on as well.
Bro, I don't know if you be jumping ahead of what I'm saying as if I've never been to a fight, but listen to me, brother. I'm talking about strictly the team walking out and getting ready for their fighter to walk to the ring. Who in their right mind don't know that commission is there? I'm talking about when you get your hands wrapped and everything, a team member has to be over there from the opposite team. Okay, you saying they got to weigh in right before they walk to the ring. You trying to tell me, look, check this out. The Ryan Garcia has to weigh in. Let's say Ryan Garcia has to weigh in before he walks to the ring. Who is in there witnessing this from Tank's team? He has to have a member over there, or you just going to say, well, the commission. I never said the commission not going to be there. I'm just saying Team Tank is going to get prepared for him to ring walk to the ring. They ain't worried about shit that's going on with freaking Ryan Garcia weighing in.
So again, I put a link there that shows you that Ryan Garcia revealed to the boxing scene that he cannot weigh more than 146 when he walks to the ring. He cannot be heavier than 146. He will be weighed before he goes out. Now, furthermore,
he also said he couldn't eat. He also said he couldn't eat or drink water.
You talk about talking over.
No, he also said he couldn't eat. He couldn't eat or drink water either. He was lying the whole time. He was lying, bro.
All right, man. As far as your question goes, it's impossible for me to answer who from Tank's team would be there because I'm not in Tank's team to know who he would assign to be there. That's impossible for anybody to know other than people in his camp. It could be anyone. I don't know.
But you was quick to say the commission, which I didn't mention commission. That's just obvious. That's obvious if you having something go down like that. Even though I've seen fighters change gloves without the commission or a team member from the opposite team being there. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it go down like that previously. So yeah, protocol says that the commission is going to be there for the weigh-in. But do we truly know that Ryan Garcia is telling the truth after he's been on record lying, talking about he couldn't eat or drink 3 days out of the week or whatever the case? And he went on there and said, no, I was just playing around.
Well, I guess Saturday night will reveal the truth, because Saturday night's going to come. Cameras are going to be in the locker room, and we're going to see if he weighs again. So it's going to be very
all right. Well, we ain't going to see the second weigh-in, but so it's 2 weigh-ins. They going to weigh in tomorrow, correct?
Correct.
And then they going to weigh in like
the morning of the fight.
The morning or
Saturday morning.
Okay, so we talking like 9, because I heard people saying like a later, like a 12-ish 1 or something like that. It's not gonna be that.
I don't know about the 12 or the 1, but
or like just later in the afternoon, because they fighting. I guess what, 8 o'clock.
No, they probably gonna be fighting like 10:30, 11 o'clock, and then PM, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, like.
Oh no, they over there in Vegas. They over there in Vegas. That's right. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. You're right.
Because it was like 5 Eastern time, 8. 5 Western time.
Right.
So,
okay. Right. Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, I don't really see why they tripping. Like, Iran look like he gonna be good. You know what I mean? I think all that is just to get people talking. You know what? It's like the whole weight shit, because at the end of the day, like, again, I hate to keep beating the horse. He signed that shit. Like, he knew what he was getting into. You know what I mean? His team, they already expressed how bad he wanted to fight, and he was willing to do anything. So it's like when you hear a motherfucker say, man, I'll do anything for a drink of water, and they look at you like, anything? He like, okay, bet we gonna test and see what that anything meant. Yeah. So he
right.
So
right.
What happened.
But here was my whole point, right? And this is where it all began. If you take that drink of water, right, and you do anything to get it, you drank the water, but you still had the right to complain about what BS you had to do to get the water, even though you agreed to it, because whether you were in a desert or whatnot and you needed it to survive, you can still complain about what BS you had to do to get the water.
And what's the response going to be? Beggars can't be choosers. You drink
beggars
that water
can't be
like
choosers. I totally agree.
Can't be choosers.
And also I know that when it comes to the promotion, putting all this money and all the pay-per-view, I know damn well if he weighs over 146 pounds, they're not gonna extract the main event from that. We all know that. So I don't even know why Tony's so irritated, believing that Gervonta Davis is making this man do these weird stipulations like they're gonna cancel the main event. The fight's gonna happen. Period.
I hope you're right. I hope it happens, period. And I hope Ryan comes in 156, 60 pounds. I don't care what he comes in. I hope he busts that 10 pounds.
So he's still going to get knocked out, though. I mean, what's the point? It
Hey,
ain't going to matter if he comes in 150 pounds.
I wouldn't care. I would love, you know what? If he's 100% and he gets knocked out, best to Tank. But the fact that Tank could potentially be knocking out a dude who's only 80, 70% is ridiculous to me.
That is your speculation. That is not fact. That's your opinion, bro.
Well, it's a fact that Tank had to put this rehydration clause on him, and none of the guys who are bigger than him, like you said, he fought several guys bigger than him, but he didn't do it to them. So it must be an advantage. Is what
How many times did he fight at 140, bro? Come on, man. Come on. How many times he fought at 140, dog?
You made the statement that he fought.
I'm just saying, you the one. Ryan. I said Ryan Garcia fought twice. His opponents, Emmanuel Targo and Javier Fortuna, both requested weights near 140. I said Tank has fought bigger fighters. I didn't put a weight on it. I said bigger fighters as far as him being a smaller boxer, fighting bigger fighters, taller fighters. That's why they made such a big thing with Isaac Cruz being his height, a little bit shorter than Tank and being different. Most of his opponents are taller fighters.
And out of all those fighters, how many do you put these rehydration clauses on?
It don't matter because they was fighting in his division.
It doesn't matter. It only doesn't matter when Ryan's
fighting in his division. He was fighting in his division.
It only doesn't matter when Ryan's involved.
I mean, are you gonna credit that though? They was fighting in his division. They was fighting in the same division.
No, because Tank's moved up several times. He's
Yeah.
moved
But
down. He
Yeah.
went up to 140.
Oh,
Like he's
oh,
moved to other people's divisions to fight
so
people. Like
so Tony, so that's why like when I look down and I just see what my man C Wood say, the rehydration clause applies to both fighters. So when I hear people, you know what I mean, I ain't even talking about you. I just say it like this.
I tried to explain that to
People
him. He said it's not true. It's not true, Q. He
it,
said it
nah,
ain't true, bro.
it can't it gotta go. Hold up, baby. It
I
gotta
never
go.
said it was
It
not
gotta
true.
go both. It gotta go both ways, cause like,
Mhm.
like we get people all the time. Oh, Tank, all these smaller fighters, and he know he big. This, and that. Okay, if Tank big, that same rehydration should apply to him too. So
Yeah, but
he can't think he gonna chew some goddamn food down and come over there like
mhm.
that. Like
Let
so.
me ask you something.
Tony said that Javante doesn't have to weigh 146 on the night of the ring walk. Only one that's held to that clause is Ryan Garcia. He has to come in no higher than 46 pounds on fight night before the ring walk.
What these articles say, that's not what I say. That's what these articles say. But I digress. Q, to respond to that, yes, Tank on the morning has to adhere to that. But here's the problem. When you're the smaller man, you can afford not to put on as much weight as the bigger man needs to put back on when he's cutting more weight. So the rehydration doesn't affect you like it does somebody bigger than you. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, what?
So you looking at it how you think it may affect someone, but I mean, kind of like how I look at it, because even when I first heard, Ryan saying he going up to 140, I was just like, oh, this motherfucker undisciplined. He don't even want to get down, you know what I mean, and get down with all them guys at lightweight. So to be honest, I just feel like Ryan, he just didn't have the discipline to stay at 135. That's why he moved up. Just like it was points and times where Tank didn't have the discipline. You know what I mean? And he was missing weight. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. So I feel like with that, I mean, I just see it is what it is, kind of like with that situation. The weight really I don't look at that as affecting the fight as much, especially when you get people that's rooting for Ryan, but bring up the weight. So why are you, if you feel like the weight is that detrimental to Ryan, why do you feel like he's gonna win?
Hold on. This
Hold
whole
on for a
thing,
second, Tony.
hey,
Hold on for a second. I'm gonna let you cook. I'm gonna let you cook, Tony. But you keep mentioning that you putting all this culpability on Gervonta Davis when pretty much his last 3 fights been at 135. So you trying to say that just because I say he fought bigger fighters, his last 3 fights has been at 135, bro. He fought Isaac Cruz, Rolando Romero, and Hector Luis Garcia at the lightweight division. Rolando Romero is extremely bigger than Tank, but he fought him at the lightweight limit. You know what I'm saying? Rolando Romero weighed in 134 and 1/4 pound, and Tank weighed in 133 and 3/4. You know what I'm saying? So he had 3 fights at lightweight. So you can't say just because he fought Mario Barrios back in 2021, you're gonna put 1 fight at 140 pounds and say, why can't he accommodate Ryan? It makes no sense, man.
So I never said that. In fact, I said that him bringing Ryan to 136 is cool. That's fine. Do that. Even if he would have brought him 135, that's cool. That's fine. Do that. It's the rehydration that's the issue. That's all it is. It's the rehydration. He didn't make Mario Barrios have to adhere to a rehydration clause. He didn't make Rolly Romero have to adhere to a rehydration clause. None of the guys he's ever fought has he done that to, but Ryan. That's the only
Rolly
one.
was at 135, bro. Why you keep on mentioning Rolly?
He was at 135. Yes, he was. But the point is this. I said lightweight 135. That's what I said, Rolly.
You keep on talking as if he's doing something wrong. Rolly Romero was contending at 135.
The point.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, It's like
No,
what I'm saying.
I know you about to say something that I
He's
don't
only
understand.
run into one fighter in the history of all the fights he's had. He's done it to one, and that is Ryan. That is the
No,
only
but
one he has done it to.
you keep using these scenarios, bringing in other fighters like Rolly Romero and Mario Barrios. He fought Mario Barrios at 140 because Barrios has a title. How clear is it? How clear is it, bro? He had a freaking title. You talking about him making him do something?
That didn't matter.
No, he couldn't make him do anything. He had the title. He had the title. Mario wanted to fight just as bad as Tank wanted to fight.
Again, he's never put a rehydration clause on any fighter but Ryan. Now, the whole thing started was, all I said is Ryan has the right to complain about it. He took the deal because he knew it was the only way he could fight Tank. Great. He took it knowing he would be put in a disadvantage because I believe they want Ryan at a disadvantage for some reason. Now, you may believe Ryan is some body that just caps and can't fight at all. You might believe that, you might not. But the fact of the matter is, somebody in Tank's team must see him as a threat because they put it on him to put him at a disadvantage. That's just the plain, simple facts of it. Now, Ryan could go out there and get knocked out in the first round. Or he may not. He may beat him. We don't know. But what I do know is they wanted an advantage, and that's why they put it in there for the first time ever.
It doesn't mean anything except his team had eyes on it. If his team felt it was detrimental to Ryan going in there and sustaining proper health, doing a fight camp and doing the fight, they wouldn't have signed it. But obviously, they want a part of the paycheck too. You know what I'm saying? Just like Sean Porter's dad say, oh, he wasn't doing good in fight camp. We knew it was bad in fight camp. They still showed up for the check, though. So Ryan Garcia team still showed up for the check, and they've been in fight camp, and they're about to weigh in tomorrow. So stop bitching and complaining. I'm talking about Ryan Garcia. Stop bitching and complaining. You want the paycheck. You want the stardom. You want to see, can you go ahead and test your wheels against a hitter like Gervonta Davis? So let's see it. Stop bitching and complaining about it.
And it can't be that bad. I'm gonna be honest. It can't be that bad because he done went through a whole count. He ain't complained about it. I hear Goosen. He talking about it. He ain't said Ryan been this and that. Ryan been able to run all them miles. Ryan been able to go in there and train his heart out. You know what I mean? If he was starving or he was, you know what I mean, couldn't get it, ain't getting the proper vitamins and stuff, they'll have to call it off. They'll let it be known. Something to happen. You know what I mean? He damn near probably be in the same position as Virgil Ortiz if he was really draining himself like that. He fuck around and be having roll or something. But he don't. He cool.
We've seen a lot of fighters weight drain.
He just doing that to sell the fight.
We've seen a lot of fighters drop weight that was too much and lose the fight and not look the same. Chad Dawson's a prime example of that when he dropped down to fight Andre Ward. He thought he could make 168 because he was a small 175-pound fighter. He went down there, didn't look the same, and he never recovered from that loss. The fact of the matter is this: at the end of the day,
Ryan, you have something within the last 5 years, though. You have something in the last 5 years as an example. The last 3 to 5 years as an example.
Well, we about to have one pretty soon, and
not that one, but we're talking about something to make an example of your point because that's a little bit extreme. Talking about Chad Dawson, bro.
And Ryan, Ryan knew that shit though, bro. Ryan knew that shit. That's what I'm saying, bro. That built-in excuse, Tony. That's the built-in excuse, Tony.
I'm not giving an excuse. I'm not giving an excuse. Listen, I am not stating that the only reason and the only way Ryan can lose is because he's weight drained. I never said that. That never came out of my mouth, and that's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying
I thought you said we about to see.
No. What I'm saying is
you didn't say that, Tony. You just said we're about to see.
Yeah, we're about to see somebody do the same thing that Chad Dawson did. And Beeble, he's about to go down to 168 to fight Canelo in September. That's why I was saying we're about to see. Now, back to Ryan. I'm not saying that that's the only reason or only way he can lose a fight is because he's weight drained. I'm not saying that at all. All I said is Tank was looking for an advantage, and he got it.
Yeah.
You
Other
acting
than
like
all
the
the
man, the skills can't pay the bills. Skills with Tank pay the bills. And Ryan hasn't showed us where he has a fighter on his resume that you can compare to the fantasy numbers that you was talking about this pay-per-view. He ain't did no numbers. This is his most important dance partner in boxing history for his professional career. Tank Davis. Ain't nobody on his resume compare. Nobody on Ryan Garcia's resume compare to Tank Davis.
And that's
So
why
he
he
finally gets the shot there, Tony. He finally gets the shot,
Mhm.
and all he doing is freaking bitching like he on his menstrual cycle.
And that's why he took the shitty deal, because this was the biggest fight he could be in.
Well, you got to step up sooner or later. If you're gonna step up, then man up. Go in there like you want it. Don't go in there like, oh man, I'm entitled. I always have people compliment me all the time. I'm used to the silver spoons. I'm used to motherfuckers, fanning me down with palm leaves and shit. Hey, man, come on, get off that baby, that soft
I
ass
just
shit.
find it insane that you can't admit the fact that Tank's team and Tank's side is doing it to get an advantage when they did it to nobody else. That's what's insane to me, that you don't feel like that's an advantage for Tank. I don't get that.
I'm not denying the fact it's not an advantage for somebody. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is it's insane that you don't look at boxing as being a sport that consistently put on hocus pocus and deceive the fans and try to pull off corrupt events and fix fights and all the other stuff that goes on with taking belts and not freaking acknowledging petitions set for fighters who were screwed over. It's insane that you don't understand that boxing does this on a regular basis, bro. It screws fighters over.
How do I not know that? I've got several videos about it with several different fighters getting screwed over. So I don't understand.
Cool, but you acting like this is a new becoming though. It ain't a new becoming, bro.
No, I don't at all. All I said was, and what brought me up here was, Ryan took the shitty deal. He took the deal, and he has the right to bitch about the shitty deal that he's in. And if he beats Tank, if he beats him, do believe he's going to talk the most shit about the shitty deal. So it's going to even be brought up even more if he wins.
But that's when it should be brought up. He shouldn't say shit about it right now. You know what I'm saying? Like it really would have been no different if Bud would have took that shitty ass deal and then he would have been complaining about it. Niggas have been like, you signed that shit, my nigga. Like,
and Tony would have been the lead. He would have been the lead one with the headlight on if Bud would have took that shitty deal.
You know what I'm saying? I'm glad he didn't take the deal. Just like if I would have hit Ryan would have came out. He said, man, I tried to make the fight, but he put in some bullshit stipulations where I just couldn't rock with. I couldn't agree with. And I ain't doing it. And tell them niggas get right. It is what it is. I would have respected Ryan too.
Like, I would have respected him as well too. I don't.
But he's.
No, I'm agreeing with you. If Ryan would have said some BS, I'm not going to take it because of this, then I would not have felt any type of way. Like, I would have agreed, just like you just said. But the fact is he did take it, and because he signed the contract, that doesn't mean he doesn't have the right to bitch about the bullshit stipulations. That's all I'm saying.
It like, do though. That's like a nigga signing. That's like a nigga signing a contract for whatever he signed it for, and then he can play. Oh man, I should have got some more money on top, man. You see what I'm doing out here, man? I'm selling it. I'm like, bro, you signed a contract, bro. Fulfill that bitch. You know what I mean? And that's just how it goes. You got to be a man of your word, a man of your signature. You read the contract, you sign it. You agree to it, and that's just how it goes.
And in boxing, the way you're a man of your word is by showing up to the ring, which he's doing.
Yeah, he can do that, but I don't need your ass kicking dirt up and with your fucking head down. All like, man, go up there, have your head held high, and try to get your dub, bro. It's not that bad, bro.
Yeah, and promote the fight and try to get enough people to gravitate to the fight, to buy this pay-per-view. Instead of going on everybody's podcast, bitching, complaining. How is that supposed to, get more people to come see you fight? You know what I'm saying? If you have all these sponsorships and you making your money, I'm not mad about anything Ryan got going on outside the ropes. The man got crazy sponsorships. He's gonna be in Hollywood sooner or later. I don't see him being in boxing for longevity. But when it comes down to this fight, this is the biggest fight of his career. If you have every answer to what Tank has, okay, go in there and prove it. Stop talking about the shit. Because if you go in there and get knocked out and you wake up and you say, oh man, this is what I told you. You know, the weight cut was too much. And this, then, man, you ain't gonna get no respect from people doing that shit. You're not gonna get respect, man.
Well, I agree with you there. I agree with you 100%. If he uses it as an excuse, so it's kind of like this. I'll give you an example, right? It's like allegedly, and I don't believe it at all because he said he got healed by salt water. Manny Pacquiao allegedly had a hurt shoulder whenever you fought Floyd, right? I'm sorry. Once you step through those ropes, that excuse goes out the window. So if you lose, you lose. It's not a built-in excuse to say that you're dehydrated. That's why you lost. That's not what I'm saying at all. Because the fact that he signed the contract, now you got to deal with the consequences of that contract being fulfilled. I agree with you all day long. I'm just saying, where I started, you still have the right to bitch about a shitty deal. Even if, especially if you took it, you still have the right to bitch about it if you want to.
Let me get this super chat out the way, and we're gonna get the blunts, man. Blunts and boxing on deck. Hold on for a second, blunts. Let me get this super chat out the way right quick. Big shout out to Captain Chaos, man, with the super chat. Hold on, damn, what's going on with this motherfucker? That's serious, man. Yeah, shout out to Captain Chaos on deck with the $10 super chat, man. Great work by all. Continue. Salute to you, man. One love to Captain Chaos, the wild dog in the building. I appreciate you. Seawood, I see you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, go ahead, Big Blunts.
Man, I mean, you know, I gotta agree with the fam on, you know, Ryan gotta stop the complaining, stop the whining, stop the bitching, you sign, you know what I'm saying? But I am curious how Tank would go up to 140 and tell Mario Barrios that he gotta have a rehydration clause for him to come and fight for Mario Barrios' belt. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna tell a champ what he gotta do? You know what I mean? Like, has that been done before? You know what I'm saying? Somebody come up and tell the champion, listen, man, I want your belt, but for me to get your belt, you as the champ gotta take this rehydration clause and shit so you don't feel like the champion that you are, so I can have your belt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, Canelo's done it to champions before. He's come out and put rehydration clauses and made people fight at creative 155-pound weight classes when he didn't have the belt. So Canelo's done it before. So it's been done before. Yes, yes, it has.
And I rock with Canelo.
there was a catch and a rehydration in that?
Hold up, Blush. You low. What'd you say?
Canelo created his own weight class, my dude. 155.
I know about 155 and shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But there was a rehydration clause with that?
Yeah, he put rehydration clauses on fighters he fought. Yes.
On that fight, with the catch weight, was there a rehydration clause?
Well, he had several fights at 155. He had several.
But I'm saying, one. Is it catch and rehydration or just a catch? Was it the double whammy or was it just one?
I believe against Laura, he did the double whammy.
But you believe, Tony? Tony, you gotta come with facts, man. You gotta get the sources, bro.
Well, I know for a fact.
We know Canelo had catch weights. We know Canelo had catch weights. With the rehydration clause too, I don't know about that.
I mean, only time.
Hold on. You just said speak facts. I know for a fact, without Googling, I'll do it in a minute. I know for a fact that when Canelo challenged Lara for that title that Lara had, he made him fight at 155. And Lara was the champion. I know that for a fact. So I'll see if they put the rehydration clause on it as well.
But Lara signed it because he wanted that cheese, though. Only nigga I remember having that, like, I mean, that I could just remember, I know had the rehydration shit, was Danny Jacobs. And he went and paid a little cheese because he was like, fuck that. He paid you know what I mean? He came a couple pounds over and paid that bread. So I mean, same thing could apply to Ryan. Okay, your ass come overweight, we gonna tap your pockets. And he might say, fuck it.
Right, he got the high net worth, right? Ain't that what you said? That nigga worth
You
20
never
million or some
blood,
shit
blood.
like
I
that.
was just,
He got the bag, right? He can afford it. He good.
Cause
yeah,
they
but
not
blood.
gonna cancel the fight.
Cause they not gonna cancel the fight.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
but blood.
They gonna get sued like a motherfucker.
The point of bringing up Canelo was you asked had a challenger ever done something like that to a champion, and I was just answering that yes, Canelo has
The double
put
whammy.
champions in the stipulations when he had no belt.
The double whammy though.
Cause Canelo knew he was bringing their ass a check. And it's still and that same thing applies to Ryan. Respectfully, it do go both ways as far as this fight. You know what I mean? But at the same time, Ryan, I'm gonna be honest, he wasn't moving as fast to stardom as Tank was. You know what I mean? Tank kind of shot up. I ain't gonna say he shot up there in the fast process, but Tank, he got up there. You know what I mean? Pay per view, sell out crowds and shit. To be honest, Ryan was just now like kind of getting to that. Low key still fighting little showcases and shit, tagos and blown up Fortunas and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, man, niggas know why Ryan signed that contract, man. I ain't saying he don't believe in himself. He probably do. Believe in himself to an extent, but if that bread, bruh, that cheese, they sold out in 5 hours. Come on, man. That
Yeah,
shit not happening with none of them other niggas.
yeah. This fight going to be huge. This is the biggest fight in lightweight by far because I can guarantee you that Haney and Loma, even though that's for undisputed and it should be bigger, won't be bigger. It won't even be close.
I mean,
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't never seen a scared Baltimore nigga. That's all I can say. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen a scared nigga from the city. So
Talk that shit, Mike.
come on now.
But yeah, I don't know if it was a rehydration clause. I just know that he made Lar go to 155. But I do remember with Canelo that when he left 160 and fought Kovalev, who was the reigning light heavyweight champion, he put a rehydration clause on Kovalev, who was the champion. So he's definitely done it multiple times. The champions when he had no titles there. So that's all I'm saying. Yes, it's been done.
Right. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that
Yeah.
knowledge and education. You know what I'm saying? Also, didn't Tank say though that after that fight, he said he felt uncomfortable. He would not go back to 140 because he didn't like how he felt at 140. And you know what I'm saying? He said that's what you know what I'm saying? He wasn't gonna go back. So,
But blood. I think you missed the part. I think you missed the part where I said that I agree with Tank bringing him down to 136. If I was Tank, I would have made Ryan fight at 135. I agree with that all day. Bring his ass down. If he wants to fight you, come to his weight class. So Tank going to 136, I agree with. In fact, I disagree with it. He should have made Ryan go all the way down. The only part that I have an issue with is the rehydration clause, because normally when fighters put rehydration clauses on other fighters, they're looking for an advantage. That's the only thing.
all right, but without a rehydration clause, the advantage is putting on that extra weight. You know what I'm saying? If you Google rehydration clause, it says that it's used to keep a fighter from packing on a bunch of pounds, putting their opponent in danger. You know what I'm saying? So if Tank knows that he's uncomfortable past a certain point at 140, why would he let Ryan blow up to 150, 155, and he know he can't go past a certain point? Now he's putting himself in danger, and he got kids. You know what I mean? He got kids, got family, got what he got. In the interview, when they asked him, when they asked him about it, he was like, listen, you can't be stupid. You know what I'm saying? And that could be what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to put yourself in danger. You know you could die in there. You know what I'm saying? He do got some skills. So
I understand that, Blunts, and I don't disagree with anything you said, right? I don't disagree with you. Your logic. Your logic is sound. But the thing is when a guy cannot rehydrate back to what he's normally used to weighing, especially in a fight, he will be at a disadvantage. That's just That's just the simple fact of it. And my only point was, and I don't even care about that because Ryan signed on for it. It is what it is. He agreed to it. If he gets in there dehydrated or not, and gets knocked out, it's his fault for signing the contract that goes out the window. My only point initially to get on here was just the fact of me saying that yes, he has the right to moan, groan, and bitch about it if he chooses to. Would I moan, groan, and bitch about something I signed on for? No, personally, I wouldn't do it. Would I talk the most shit after the fight about it if I won? Yes, I would. I would bring it up every press conference how I beat you with the worst circumstances around the fight. But I wouldn't moan, groan, and bitch about it ahead of time. But he still, if he wants to, he has the right to do that. That's all I said. That was my only point from the beginning. And then it kind of went where we're at now.
Where my nigga IB say Canelo said Lara can come in whatever he want. There was no rehydration clause in Canelo versus Lara.
Yeah, and then that's why I said, that's why I said I couldn't remember if it was the double whammy. I just remember that Lara fought him at 155, which wasn't even a weight class. Because the weight class is 154, but Canelo reigned at 155.
I mean, that's a pound. I mean, what you say, dude, you mentioned earlier, that was a 7-pound difference, right? Light heavy to super middleweight.
Yeah.
That's 7. I mean, these niggas is 1 and 2 pound differences and shit. I mean, Ryan said he usually weighs on fight night 148, 146, 148. So the rehydration, he said it wasn't really a big deal, you know what I mean? So I mean, if we talking about 1 or 2 pounds, what we talking about? Versus a dude who can weigh different at 7 pounds, you know what I mean?
I don't really think they were talking about 1 or 2 pounds because if it was 1 or 2 pounds, like if Ryan really only weighed 146 when he got into the ring, I don't think he'd be complaining at all. I think the dude is well in his 150s. I think he's a lot bigger, kind of like, I don't want to bring up other fighters, but kind of like Devin Haney. When Devin Haney steps into that ring, he's much bigger than 135, and it shows. And I think Ryan's the same way. I guarantee you, he's probably in his 150s. So, yeah, it can affect you negatively. Now, is it an excuse? Again, I'll say it again. No, it's not an excuse because you signed on for it. So if you get knocked out because you're not 100%, that's your fault for signing on to it. My only point, again, was just that I do feel like he has the right to complain about it. But it makes no difference. The result is not an excuse.
Yeah. I agree. You know, he got the right to complain. You sound like a bitch, but you can do what the fuck you want. You know what I'm saying? Shit involved.
I don't disagree with you there. I don't disagree with you there. It does not sound good when you're complaining.
Yeah, I mean, when we first heard about the shit, he voluntarily you know what I mean? He voluntarily told that shit. He sat down and he was like, yeah, he wants me to fight at a ring. Like, come on, man, nobody asked you that shit. Like, he voluntarily put that shit out to the world. So I don't know if it's, you know, part of, it's got to be part of the, you know, the whole show, the whole promotion and shit. You know, this would get people talking. And that's from TBV went fucking crazy on Tank. You know what I'm saying? Just went like this the shit that, you know, gets people talking. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I feel like it could just be another tactic at selling the fight, gaining people's interest, triggering the hardcores. You know, the hardcores is tripping off this shit. The casuals, they don't even know what the fuck this shit mean. They don't know what a catch weight is. They don't know what rehydration clauses is. They don't even give a fuck. They just want to see the fight. The hardcores is on here tripping off that nigga scared. That nigga got spies. That nigga got a rehydration clause. That nigga got a catch weight. I mean, come on, when so many niggas been in boxing that long, you know what I'm saying, word gonna travel about what's going on in the gym. You know what I mean? Like,
well, even if he does have spies, that's not Tank's fault. That's Ryan's fault. Like, you need to trust the people that's around.
How you get infiltrated, for real.
Yeah. No, I mean, when you're looking at millions and millions of dollars, if I was in the same situation, I had the opportunity to put somebody in your camp, I would learn everything about you that I could.
Don't they do that shit in football? Try to send motherfuckers
football
over to
all the fucking time.
Yeah, in football they be like I don't know. I don't watch football and shit, but
they'll have motherfuckers steal your playbook.
You feel me? At your training camps and shit, all in the bleachers and shit.
But yeah, at the end of the day, again, I just feel like he has the right to complain. Now, whether that makes him sound like a bitch or not, that's up in the air. I don't really care. But where I disagree with everybody on here is I believe truthfully that Ryan's going to win the fight. I just think he's going to beat him. I think.
Do you want that to happen, or you just that's what you think? Like, or is that what you
Nah,
really?
I'd rather Tank win. I would, because here's the thing about it: the 135 division is on fire. It's a great division, but I know if Ryan beats Tank, he's going right back to 140. So it doesn't do it any good. Tank's not at 140, so it doesn't do 140 any good, and it doesn't do 135 any good if Ryan wins because he's not going to stay there. And I would like to see the winner fight Devin Haney, and I believe Tank would fight him. I don't think Ryan's going to fight Devin because he's already ducked him twice.
Even though he said after this, I want Devin.
He ain't going to fight him.
I don't think so.
He already ducked. You don't duck somebody twice when they're mandatory twice, and then all of a sudden fight them. You don't do it. He's not going to fight him. And that's the thing. I would rather see Tank win, but I just think stylistically, and I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I think Ryan's going to catch him.
It's funny you say that stylistically because, you know, the OG's familiar with these two individuals, Brian Norman Sr. and Brian Norman Jr., but they kind of said the same thing. When that strikes, that shit just took me off guard because they familiar with Tank, you know what I'm saying? OG was there when they sparred, when Brian Norman sparred Tank, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was just crazy to hear two people that's familiar with Tank, been in, you know, in some sort of combat, physical confrontation in the ring with Tank, say some shit like that, you know, about the styles and why they believe Tank is gonna lose to Ryan, and then, you know, you come with the same shit, you know, basically the same take. Stylistically though.
Yeah, stylistically, I just think Ryan's bad for him. But there is no doubt that Tank can knock him out. He definitely can knock him out. If he lands, it's over.
Shit,
But
yeah.
I just think I think both of them can knock each other out. I just think Ryan is going to be quicker and he's going to catch him first.
So even though he's at a catch weight on a rehydration clause, you still feel he's gonna be quicker, sharper, and can beat Tank.
See, and that's the thing about it. That's the $1 million question right there. I cannot, like, in my mind, I can look at the disadvantages and say, okay, it'd be stupid to go with his guy, right? But I am always going to go off the assumption that the fighter is going to be at his best and not at his worst. So if I'm looking at Ryan at his, because I'm not going to say, if Tank knocks him out, I'm not going to be like, well, Tank just beat out a diminished Ryan. He wasn't 100%. He was weight drained, blah, 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 blah. Like I said, once they step through the ropes, there's no excuse. So I'm going to go off the assumption he's 100%, whether he is or is not. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I'm not going to run with that because that's a built-in excuse to make it seem like the loss for Ryan isn't as bad. You know what I mean? Word. So I know Tank has a tendency. He'll throw overhands against taller fighters. He has a real good tendency to do it. And the problem is, if somebody's quick enough, that left hook's right there in your face, especially when the stances are like they are with the two fighters. So that left hook's going to be right in front of Tank the whole time. And whenever he goes for that over, I think that's it. He throws an over, it's over. I think he's going to get caught. Now, I will tell you this. Right. I know you was about to chime in. I will say this. There is a possibility, though, because we haven't seen Tank fight anybody with really devastating power. Tank may have a chin. And if he has a chin and his beard is strong, then he'll probably beat Ryan. Because then it won't matter if he gets caught here or there.
I mean, Ryan, who's assessing his devastating power? Francisco Fonseca? Emmanuel Targo will tell you, I don't think he got devastating power because he made it to the final bell.
Yeah, but he ran from him.
Who ran from him?
To go. He was literally on the go the whole fight.
Well, it seems like, look, I can give you every conclusion, and you got to go against the grain, even though you be dead ass wrong. Yeah. You be dead ass wrong, dog.
No, listen to me.
Tony would not give me a check mark at all.
No, WCS, I had this argument with somebody before, right? And I tried to tell them that even whenever Mike Tyson was in his prime, knocking everybody out, he fought fighters that ran from him and he couldn't stop him. It's very hard to knock somebody out that's just running from you and they're refusing to trade back. It's very hard to do it.
Hey, that's where you separate the elite from the average, because when it comes down to cutting off the ring, you still got to go in there and win the fight. You got to find a way to win the fight. Got
Yeah,
that
but he won
Caleb
the fight.
Plant. Caleb Plant was freaking hugging every time he got off a combination.
Somebody
You know,
counted how many times he held. They said he held 66 times.
God damn. And then the ref Kenny Bayless didn't even warn the man like that. Is that you, Ed?
Yes, sir.
Oh, what's good with Captain Chaos, the Wild Dog in the building? It's good to see you back in the on deck, man. What you been up to, bro?
Been a minute.
Everything is good, man. You guys are cooking, man. You guys are on fire. This is the way it should be done. Grown talk, giving boxing analysis and synopsis of what's going on.
Yeah,
Word,
we
respect.
try every now and then over WCS. I gotta stop doing 2 to 3 panels a year, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man. Oh, geez, man. The people be telling you they need this heat, man. They need this heat.
Yeah, I
You
know,
gotta come
man.
on.
I be
Come on,
doing
man.
like 2 to 3 panels a year, dog. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, I'm gonna try to
We
do
need that
better.
a month. We
Yo,
need
you
that
should
a
do
month
more.
at least.
You should definitely do more WCS. Like, regardless if people agree with you, disagree with you, like I do on this one occasion, because we agree on a lot. But you do good panels, so you should keep it going.
Yeah, for sure, man. I just don't get overly frustrated. I already been on the panel with Tony. I already know what to expect on what type of energy, but it don't frustrate me to the point where I want to start, throwing my computer around the house and shit. You know, it's just boxing debates. It's supposed to be with some type of tenaciousness. Real talk. That's the way it's supposed to be. But what apart from what you heard there, Ed, what do you think about the rehydration? What's your take on it, man?
My take is very simple. We're talking about it, and if we're talking about it, that means that Ryan is using his ploy and he's selling the fight. So if we're complaining about it, that means we're talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Any type of press is good press, even if it's negative. Um, Tank is taking it to the next level. Tank right now, I said it before and I'll say it again. He took the blueprint from Floyd. Um, these sanctioning bodies have been sucking and bleeding fighters dry since the beginning of time.
Mm-hmm.
Sanctioning bodies are evil. And if you want to, if you don't believe me, just Google Bob Lee and the IBF. Bob Lee was busted by the feds. You know what I'm saying? The federal government did an investigation on him, and he was taking bribes. All these sanctioning bodies, they do nothing for the fighters. It's coming to a point that they say that Devin has all the belts, but at this point right now, nobody cares, and that's the truth, because this fight right now between Tank and Ryan is a lot bigger than Lomachenko and Devin. Tank is showing you the way. We're talking about a young man from Baltimore who shouldn't even be breathing. His heart shouldn't even be pumping blood. And he's out here making millions upon millions of dollars. You got to think about the ramifications of this fight. This is the first time Tank is headlining in Vegas, and it was sold out in hours.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And only Tank could do that. But he needed the perfect dance partner. And that perfect dance partner is Ryan. And you can talk all the shit you want about, Ryan Garcia, whatever, whatever. Devin Haney wanted to fight Ryan Garcia. Yes, Devin Haney wanted a piece of Ryan Garcia because that's easy money. Everybody wants Ryan because they know it's easy money. And they think he's a mark. They don't think he's much of a risk. And it's like hitting the lottery. You know what I'm saying? The diehard boxing fans, they don't respect Ryan because they think he's basically like a social media sensation. So everything Tank has been doing has been everything is calculated. He studied Floyd. He learned from Floyd. He's taking it to the next level. And all I got to tell you guys is enjoy this ride because what Tank is doing. We're talking about a kid from Baltimore. He's going up against big money. He's going up against a big corporation. And some of you guys may be like, yeah, what the hell are you talking about? Okay, now who is Ryan Garcia backed by? He's backed by Hennessy, big money. He's backed by Gatorade, big money. Who is Tank backed by? Baltimore. So we have this young man who's coming from Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? and against all odds, he's making it happen. Everybody should commend Tank right now. If you're a Tank fan, don't hate on Ryan. Applaud him. You know what I'm saying? And Tank is I can't stop applauding Tank. Here's a man who doesn't have a major belt and he's on top of the world. He's on the cusp of being right under Canelo Alvarez. And I'm going there. I'm taking it there. It's not Errol Spence. It's not Terrence Crawford. If Canelo's number one cash cow, Tank is right under there. We're talking about a fighter who has never headlined in Vegas, sold out an arena in a matter of hours. Very, very hard to do.
Yep.
And with that, I'm done.
Man, well said, bro. You made some good points, seriously, because he did what they did, but he's bringing the bulk load to the table.
And
People can't deny that Tank is bringing the bulk load to the dance.
you know what? One last thing I almost forgot, and I'm gonna give you the comparison, the biggest comparison: Josh Taylor versus Tio. We're talking about two accomplished fighters. Now, some say Tio was undisputed. Others say he wasn't, but he had a majority of the belts. Josh Taylor was undisputed. Undisputed. Okay? Where are they fighting at? They're fighting at the theater.
Hulu theater. Yep, the
The
Hulu theater.
theater. The baby of Madison Square Garden.
That's
Uh,
crazy, man.
So think about that. Just think about that. We're talking about a young man who came from Baltimore against all odds. And guess what? He's fighting big corporation. Because you guys are just looking at it. He's fighting Ryan Garcia. No, he's fighting Hennessy. He's fighting Gatorade because you think those big companies are going to give him an endorsement deal? No, they're not. They're not giving him an endorsement deal. And you know what? Tank is like, you know what? I'm gonna take your endorsement deal and I'm gonna shove it down Ryan's throat.
Yeah. They use Ryan for modeling and everything like that. Like I said, I ain't mad at the money he's getting because boxing does not have a retirement plan. So you got to get it where you get it. If you're not marketable, like I know T.O. talks about this a lot, about being marketable. Not every fighter can be marketable to the point of getting those deals like Hennessy and Gatorade. They're just not marketable. Let's be honest. When they have freaking these casting calls and they want people to come up there, come up there for modeling, they sit up here and look for humans that are attractive. Seriously, they want you to have a certain type of hair. They want you to have a certain type of complexion and all that stuff. That's just the bias of it, man. But if you blessed, be blessed.
100%, 100%. And like I said, man, Floyd has changed the game so much. It really is incredible because when Floyd came into the game, what he taught these fighters, he taught them it's not about being Billy Badass. Those days are over. It's about being smart and it's about making your money. That is number one. And Tank took it to the next level. He's taking it to the next level. He could have easily said, you know what, I'm going to go fight Devin Haney. But he knows, Tank knows he's not going to make the type of bag with Devin that he is with Ryan. It's a fact. Everybody right now, every Devin right now, he's crying, he's salivating because he would love to have the opportunity to fight Ryan. And guess what? We're talking about he's fighting Lomachenko. This man was at one time, he was pound for pound number one or number two. You know what I'm saying? Depending on who you ask. Now nobody even talks about him. Nobody even talks about Lomachenko. You know how hard how hard it's going to be to push that fight? It's going to be extremely hard to push that fight. Where are they fighting at? Are they fighting in they're fighting at the Garden, correct?
Yeah, they're fighting the MSG, man.
Okay, are they fighting in the big one or the small one?
The big one.
And they're gonna have, and I'm telling you right now, they're gonna have a problem trying to fill that up. They're gonna have a stack undercard to fill that up because neither of them by themselves can sell out MSG. Lomo nor Devin can sell out MSG. Them two fighting. Lomo's days are gone. He spent a lot of time at the war. He was out of the ring, and you know how it is with boxing, man. It's a very It's a sport that people forget you. They forget about you real quick, and nobody's talking about Lomo like that, you know. And like I said, man, I commend Tank, and I also commend Ryan. These are two men who are extremely smart, and they're taking all the advantages and they're pushing it to the next level. And us as fight fans, we get to enjoy it. I do want to say one thing, and you know what, this might burn some people, but I'm gonna say it. If you're a content creator and you're out here with a name and you have a following, shame on you. Shame on you if you're out here telling your peoples that you're streaming a fight. That's the biggest insult and the biggest slap in the face that you could do to a fighter. You can't say that you're about boxing. You can't have a YouTube channel and talk about streaming. Listen, man, you got to do better. You know what I'm saying? Because when somebody has a platform and they're saying that they're the real one, you know what I'm saying? I've been around the block. I know this and I know that. And they're out here promoting stealing from a fighter. Yo, your card should get pulled. Your card should get pulled because you're out here building a name, building a
Yeah.
following, building money on the back of these fighters. And then now you're going to turn around and you're going to publicly say that you're going to steal from them. That's wrong.
It's a lot that's been going on that's wrong with boxing. 2022, 23. I'm not saying it don't happen, but god dang, like, man, I'm getting all this stuff, man. Shout out to Blunts, man. He definitely be dropping me some gems behind the scene, you know, and it's just crazy how this whole debacle. I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow. I'm not gonna talk about it today though. But the whole Errol Spence situation. I'm getting pictures. Errol Spence actually looked like he's in shape. He looked like he's close to 147. You know what I'm saying? And I initially thought when he was looking down at his phone, looked like he was, looking over some titties. You know what I'm saying? He might be in shape. You know, he might be in shape. I might have been off with that.
I hope he is.
I
By
mean, I
God,
don't know who
hope
he
he is.
fighting. I don't know who he fighting, but he looked like it looked like he done lost motherfucking 50 pounds in 3 days.
Well, look, that's what I'm saying. Coach was talking like he talked to the team. You know what I'm saying? Coach was talking like he talked to the team. When he said he got off the phone and he said the sources I was talking to, they ain't no, you know what I'm saying? Like, Coach talked like he was talking to the team, man. He said this fight is happening.
Yeah, that's good. We just need that announcement though. We need some groundbreaking news. We can't just go off what we've been hearing. We need some groundbreaking news.
We gonna
But
get
fellas,
it,
we gonna do this tomorrow. I gotta
yeah.
bounce. Hey, y'all definitely. I'm gonna try to do this more often, man. Hey, shout out to the Foot Soldier, Big Blunts and Boxing, man. Shout out to the Wild
Yeah.
Dog, Ed Cruz, Mr. Chaos himself, Captain Chaos, and shout out to Tony's Reviews, man. Appreciate you pulling up. You know what I'm saying? All y'all and having this boxing talk. But it's gonna be hot tomorrow night anyway. So we're gonna talk about this weigh-in. We're gonna see if somebody gets slapped in the face. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like the way they did the face off today. I just thought it was a little bit girly, a little bit with that dude standing in between them and trying to protect them from somehow. I was like, man, let them face off, man.
They ain't gonna swing on each other. Like Tank already accidentally hit Ryan in the jaw and they didn't fight. So they're not gonna fight before the fight.
Yeah, for sure.
But
But we
yeah, I
chop
agree
it up,
with you.
man. Appreciate y'all for pulling up, though.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you having me on. Have a good night.
No doubt.
Appreciate
Salute,
y'all.
man. Yeah, no doubt.